Any man give his life for Yahanna, Mashiach, and Christ, and fall up under that U.P.K banner. It's my brother and my blood, and I will die and kill for him if necessary.
Go to ground, 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 go to ground.
It's all about that warfare, boy.
Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground.
It's all about that warfare, boy.
Take ground, 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 take ground.
My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down.
Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground.
My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down.
Take ground, take ground, take ground. Nah, this ain't no movement, this a takedown. We will not be moved or intimidated. We ain't the type. You got a problem, tell them cross the fucking line. My niggas ain't polite. Soldiers to the left and right. I die for every man body. Before I be a coward, I'd rather be a dead body. This will be my kingdom when the hour pass. You can either get with it or get flipped like an hourglass. We live by honor and no excuse. Just sit to pray up to the Lord. I told him, then let all the terrorists loose. Hold your tongue or get rebuked, cause you made a truce. But a race that made merchandise out of my abuse. Scared of who? You got your gun, then pull it. Me and my niggas start to argue, it's about who gon' bite the bullet. It gon' take round, take round, take round. Opponents better move slow. Attack dog for this truth, nigga, cool yo. Go to ground, 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 go to ground.
It's all about that warfare, boy.
Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground.
It's all about that warfare, boy.
Take ground, 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 take ground.
My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down.
Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground.
My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down.
Oh, thought you could cross us with no consequence, but you will pay dearly. You should've used your common sense. My zeal lit, that means you could never prevail. Hey, where the truth sit, hey, where warriors dwell. Be wise with them weapons, cause I promise. My nine just like my wife, she concealed, she modest. I know two things, a robber will not prosper. And any man harm me and my aunt, I'm gon' meet the doctor. Cause this life is warfare, it's not an easy walk. Been watching my people die, so you can miss me with that love talk. My U.P.K soldiers, any man try to cross your path, make him regret it. What that mean? Fall on his ass. Comparing me to you really ain't no contest. Long live one West. Say what? Long live one West. This for those who thinking we ain't ready for. Tell them back up. I'm about to drop something heavy for. Go to ground, 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 go to ground.
It's all about that warfare, boy.
Give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground, back up, give ground, give ground.
It's all about that warfare, boy.
Take ground, 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 take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down. Take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground, take ground. My soldiers take ground till I'm stand down.
West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he abdominal. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team team of all-stars. I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of One West rising to prominent. Cause I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. A showstopper, been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the block, modify the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's for your mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they heat on, none of them can get to the fire.
I was thinking of
spin like a tire, but then and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuse igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because U.P. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me.
Those sluggers, we want to say they are not going back. It's one with like some woman, you see in the back of them and they're walking off in a different What's up? Yeah. Were you able to change the logo afterwards or no?
Afterwards, no. Last.
I just probably got to do it after. Let's go.
Okay, sir. You're up.
You good?
Kind on kind.
Let's go. Yasin Shabrakathum to all the brothers, Yashima Thun, Bashami Afshai, to all the sisters, the DC, Captain Mashali, I.S.U.P.K, and the Commander Yahanna Scripture Breakdown class. We're going to be rocking it live and direct. Remember to pay your tithes, support the truth. Also, next week, Saturday, November 23rd, we're going to be in Boston doing that clothing drive with Commander Yahanna for all the brothers and sisters up there in Boston, Levi, which is the so-called Haitians, Zebulon, which is like El Salvador, Guatemala, all the brothers and sisters that the oppressor calling illegal immigrants who up in that zone. Y'all make sure and come on through. Just go to ISUPK.com, check it out. Somebody pull up the flyer for me, please, and say the location out, exactly where we're gonna be. All right, Shabbat, if you don't mind grabbing that. Pay your tithes. We had that what's called that thing? The QR code in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You could scan that right now if you need to pay your tithes. Also, you're going to be flashing it all throughout the class, and at the end, you could go right there, pay your tithes. It'll take you straight to that PayPal page, I believe, and you'll be able to pay your tithes there and support the truth, make donations, all that good stuff. All right, this empire falling, and if you're not supporting your next government, you're not going. You're really fighting against it. You're really siding with Trump and Kamala and Biden and all of them against your own people. Make sure and support the truth. All right. Go ahead.
You said you wanted the address?
Yeah, I think it's on the flyer. Is it on the flyer?
I got it.
Go ahead. Give me the mic if you don't mind, please. Read it out nice and loud, all right?
I.S.P.K Boston Clothing and Food Giveaway, Saturday, November the 23rd, 2024, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's at 10 Summer Street at Downtown Crossing, Boston, Massachusetts, 02129.
Right, 10 Summer Street, downtown Boston. Right, 10 Summer Street. Where's this? Something crossing?
Downtown Crossing.
Downtown Crossing. At the Downtown Crossing, 10 Summer Street at the Downtown Crossing. If you get lost, just look for where angry white people is at and loud niggas is at. We are the intersection of angry devils and loud niggas. All right, if you ever get lost, if you go to Uptown Crossing and you ain't sure, just listen. You'll find us.
Shalak, you mind if I make that a bar?
What do you mean?
You have the intersection, the angry white devils and Oh, you know, talking about loud.
Oh, right. I got you. Yeah. I mean, we could discuss some royalties. You know what I mean? I want some what Chris Brown says, some residuals. Who's getting my residuals? I need some residuals. So what we do, we gotta break the song down, and what percentage of the song is that bar? And if people like that bar, a lot, you know, I get some kickback.
They like the song, the bar go with the song.
That's true, but you know, the TikTok age they might do a TikTok just for that bar, which means shit. You know what I mean? So we have to talk some numbers out. We break that whole thing down. Everybody gonna eat. All right. If there's any questions, let me know. If not, we're gonna jump right into the topic tonight. All right. All right.
Slide, sir.
Go ahead.
Can I give you my pop file? Can I get a breakdown on Bell the Dragon, verse 36?
Bell and Dragon. I know you're doing some reading, because damn near nobody don't ask about that one. I know you're doing some good reading now. That slavery hours when shit dead. That's when niggas usually read this shit.
Like, I can't take credit for it. That was a question from last night.
Oh shit. Whoever it is, I know whoever it is doing some reading.
Officer the top, sir.
Yeah, doing some reading.
Let's see, 36.
Mm-hmm.
Book of Bell, History of Bell and the Dragon, verse 36. And the angel of the Lord spoke of took him by the crown.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And bare him by the hat of his head, and threw him.
No sweat. Yeah, get you liked?
Yeah.
Where your phone at?
Is that my phone?
I use my.
What? Verse 36. And the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head, and through the vehemency.
Where you at? 36.
Concept.
Vehemency. Mm-hmm.
It's like, and through the vehemency of his spirit, set him in Babylon over the den.
Mm-hmm.
And Habakkuk cried, saying, "O Daniel, take the dinner which God hath sent thee."
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel said, "Thou hast remembered me, O God, neither hast thou forsaken them that seek thee and love thee."
Okay. What was the question?
Okay, and it's like this last verse I made.
No, go ahead. Salak.
So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, it was like a teleportation thing where Habakkuk was set in his own place immediately. Officer Kazak last night was like he thought it was a vision.
It's a vision. It's definitely a vision. This part here is a vision. This part I'm kind of probably got to go back and read it. I know the Bell and the Dragon was one cat who was outsmarting everybody, right? With he was eating the food that was put in there for the god. He was coming and taking it and making everybody feel the damn dragon was alive. And Daniel, just as a backdrop, Daniel came in and solved the whole puzzle. Daniel said, "Listen, there ain't no God but the Most High," and he put, I think, ashes or powder on the ground because it was at night. And the next day, they was able to see the footsteps coming in from whichever window or door, all the way up to where the damn altar was, where the food is. And Daniel would say, "Hey, somebody eating this food. It's not the dragon," right? But this part here, I probably had to read up a little bit. Save this for the end. If we have some time, we could probably read down. We can't do the whole chapter. That's still almost 40 verses, 42 verses. But from this part here, this here, I definitely know is a vision. But the angel is picking him up by his hair.
Mm.
You get the point?
Awesome.
Which is, this is not in the 3D realism.
Awesome.
This is a vision in the fourth dimension where, the angels, grab you.
Go ahead.
Slocky,
is it some type of festival or something or holiday where it ties in? You know, like they always leaving food for like Santa Claus and stuff like that. Does this have anything to do with anything like that?
Okay, remember we break that down with Samhain, so Samhain's Day, where they would leave the food for the dead. It's always it's really they make their own god, and their gods are men and have I guess human characteristics. You understand? That's the gods of the people. That's how the gods of the people are. Notice the Lord always saying, I'm not a man like you. You're familiar with those scriptures where the Lord say, I'm not a man like you. I'm not, this, I'm not that. Go ahead.
I will not meet you like a man.
I will not meet you like a man. You know what I mean? He ain't want to sacrifice. He makes the goat. So the Lord is separating. But the gods of the heathens, they really make something like themselves. And they need to eat. So, of course, the God they make need to eat. You get the point? So it's all in that spirit of it. Like they have to, leave this food for the God. You understand? And and somebody might argue that we have that tradition too with the Passover lamb or whatever else. That's not for the Lord to eat. The animals we would sacrifice before our time of grace was a loss to us. The heathens don't feed the God as a loss to them. They feed the God thinking this thing is going to eat. You get the point? Even them East Indians, you look at them, they have a temple for mice, a whole temple for rats. You can't go in there with your shoes on. They have trays of milk for the mouse to eat, and you can't eat that. And it's just, that's them. They're not looking at that like, okay, I'm losing milk. This is going to teach me a lesson. You get the point? They're looking at it like I'm feeding the God. I have to carry the God. I have to do things. I have to carry the God all over the place. When our God is not like that. He feeds us. You get the point? He protects us. He does stuff for us. They have to feed their gods because they're man-made. You understand? Like that's the spirit of it. When you look at all the heathens, all their gods needs to be born. You know that's from Jeremiah. Right? Somebody come in?
No,
it was a video.
I'm pulling up that
the mouse. Yeah, you could pull that whole thing up. There's a whole temple that the mouse have rights in the temple that I think certain people can't sit in certain places. You can't go in there with your shoes. It's a whole mess. It's a whole thing that these animals get. The monkey, the cow is one. They have a whole East Indian sect that they let the cow walk all over them. And it's supposed to be a blessing with this cow walking all over you. You get the point? The cow dung is a god. They have gods and all kind of nonsense. And of course, because their gods is man-made, they choose something that they have control over. Because if they could feed the god, what else they could do?
Kill them.
You could starve the god. You get the point? If you could feed the god, you could also starve the god. But now, if this animal you're putting to death, or this food or whatever you're bringing is a loss to you, what could if this is a loss, a sacrifice you making, something that you would ordinarily use, what could you also do? If this is something you're losing, like you're paying a bill, you get paid what? The average $1,000 a week people make, give or take a few hundred. I don't know. Your car note, your insurance. That's something everybody pay, which is ridiculously high. What's the average insurance right now? About $300 for somebody, $350, something like that. Right? Average insurance is about $350, sometimes even higher. Imagine you get paid weekly. Let's say you get $700 a week. After taxes, what? 5 something? Then you had to pay $350 that week in insurance due. You have to pay that. That's how they that's opposite to what they do. That's more in line with how our sacrifices are. What we give to the Lord. This is something I have to pay. And I could pay it, or I can what? Not pay it. And me not paying it means what happens? Nobody drives a car. You don't pay your insurance. What happens?
They come and repo your vehicle.
No, not the car note, the insurance.
Your insurance will be just canceled out.
It will be canceled. There's a consequence if we don't do it. What's their consequence if they don't put milk? Nothing. What's their consequence if they don't put enough milk? Get the point? Nothing. They control their God. This is different for us. We owe the Lord. We pay taxes to the Lord. You get the point? We afflict our souls for Him. We make sacrifices on His behalf. We'll afflict ourselves on His behalf rather than have Him afflict us, which could mean what? We dead. You get the point? The blue god ain't never killed no East Indian. The blue god with the hand. The elephant. I mean, the elephant has trampled them, but shit. That's the Most High. That ain't their God. Because why? They'll get down on their knees and start to pray to the elephant. And the elephant will still crush them. You get the point? You could pray to the Lord and He'll do what? Shabbat. You could pray to the Lord and He'll do what?
He can bless you. Okay.
Yes. You could pray to the Lord and He'll do what?
He bless you, okay.
Okay, he could put you to death like the elephant would do the East Indian, or he could do what?
He could let you live.
He could change his mind and let you live. Their gods cannot do that, which is why the Muslims cut people's head off till this day, and cut people's hands off, and commit what? Mercy killings. Not the Muslims, the Arabs, right? They're interchangeable, but you know who I'm talking about. They have the mercy killings or the mercy murders when one of their females go with somebody who they don't approve of. The family has to put her to death. They have to find her somewhere and, put her in the back of a car and go to some open field and do something horrendous to that girl because their God cannot change his mind. Their God is not real, is not alive. You understand the point, Shabbat?
Come, Carson.
All right. So just save that for the end, all right?
Come, Carson.
Anything else?
Last.
All right. Where we at on Bukwad? None? No, sir. Any questions, just type them in, all right? Anybody? And anybody just raise your hand. Hold on. All right, give me first. Let's start off here. Give me Isaiah 3. And 12. Hold that. And then give me hold on, am I wording it right? Let's start off with that. Isaiah 3 and 12. All right, and then somebody else hold the book of Esther.
Come, Carson.
Whoever get read it, all right?
Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths.
Right? And read that one more time for me again. From the top.
Sir. Isaiah 3 and 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
Right? As for my people, this is the Lord talking. As for my people, children rule over thee. Right? Read it again. Children are their oppressors or rule over thee?
As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Children are their oppressors. Children are their oppressors. And women, go ahead.
And women rule over them.
Right? That's what the Lord was saying was what would be described as a curse or a plague for the children of Israel. Children are the oppressors, and women rule over thee. And that's basically the life we're living in now. That's happening right now, where we are being oppressed by children, literally. And what's just some examples of being oppressed by children? Go ahead.
Child support.
Child support is one. Being oppressed by children. And it's literal and also figurative, right? Where somebody who is an adult, but this is a child you're dealing with. This is a full child. And the oppression comes there, right? The oppression comes there because they rule like a child, like Kamala Harris, thinking her power is a toy to use and just wave a wand and wave a pen. You get the point? You have that whole Democratic Party with Biden. The way they ran their whole campaign was like children. Like, they don't understand. If they were in the UPK, if they understand the wisdom of the Lord, they would understand that life is about war. And if life is about war, what must you do every day? Go ahead.
Fight.
You must fight, but there's something else you got to do before that. Damn, give it to you already. Nobody?
I would say stand your ground.
What do you mean?
So when I say stand your ground, I mean by that it's like, for example, when someone's like coming at you, you don't react then. You let them know, like, you try to give them like the benefit of the doubt, like I'm not on that, or this, that, and the third.
This is war. Ain't nothing about I ain't on that. We throwing blows at this point. We in war. What must you do? Go ahead, Bukhari.
Makola says, prepare for battle.
You must prepare every single day. Every single day, or else what we talking about? You have to prepare. Let me give you another nugget. You have to prepare for anything. When you're at peace, you got to prepare. You got to prepare for bed. You got to get ready to go to bed. That's why if you sleep on the couch watching TV, what do you say? I prepared to sleep on the couch. You say, I fell asleep. That wasn't my intention. But you prepare to go to bed. Take shit off. You go change clothes, brush your teeth. Some people take a shower before bed. But you prepare for everything. If you're in a war, you got to prepare every day. You got to prepare yourself. You got to take an inventory. You got to see what the losses was yesterday, what the gains were, what the potential is. Is there potential for loss today? Is there potential for a gain today? Should I fight this fight today and that fight tomorrow? Should I fight both of them today? You have to prepare for war, and that Democratic Party did not prepare for 4 years. For 4 years, there was zero preparation. They knew in 2020 that Biden would be 80, 100 years old. They knew that in 2024, he would, be coughing up cobwebs. They already knew that. And they had no one prepared to go in his stead. They had nobody. They didn't even prepare Kamala for that 4 years, or else what? She would have been the one running the country. You get the point? The Democratic Party totally failed in that aspect because their children are what? On topic.
Unprepared.
Never prepared. Where's your shoes? Oh. Your shirt on backwards. Oh. Did you eat? They never prepared for shit. You get the point? That's the Democratic Party. That's them. That's who ran the country for the last 4 years. And again, this is not a campaign for the Republicans or anything like that, but this is to show you who you put your trust in. You might as well just, jump off a cliff if that's the case. You're being ruled by children. You're being ruled by people who are incapable of preparing for anything, much less a war, which is what Trump waged for 4 years. That devil fought. I'm telling you straight up and down, he fought. Remember, they was trying to lock him up. They was trying to put him in jail, right? They charged him. They thought he would not ever beat the charges. I don't know if you'll remember the first Republican primary, he missed it because he was in court. He was in court. He was fighting the case. This was before they gave him the guilty verdict. He missed the whole thing. And according to the polls, he still won. He still beat all the other Republicans. This nigga in court like Young Thugger. He is fighting a war against them. He's preparing. He's talking to people. He's galvanizing. He's campaigning. They said a record number of young men, not just black men, but just young men voted for Trump. Anybody knows why? God damn. Y'all ain't prepared for class. What's going on? Anybody knows why? Who knows why? So a record number of young men in general voted for Trump. Who knows why? Come on.
Like you said, he's been out and about, meeting and greeting, shaking hands.
A little bit more than that. A little bit more than that. If you're going to successfully rule a people, what must you do?
You need to know what they want.
You need to know what the needs of the people are. The Democratic Party did not. They're absolutely out of touch with what the needs of men are, much less black men, or else Barack Obama would have never spoken to black men like that. He called us Pookie. He said, you're going to leave Pookie and them to vote? That's what he said, with national cameras rolling, because they're ill-prepared. If you wanted black men to vote, what would you have been doing for the last 4 years? You'd have been finding out what black men needed. You'd have been putting black men in position to reap benefits that would lock in loyalty for the next 4 years. You get the point? That's what you would have done. They said Trump was more in tune with what most young men have needs for. They said right now, young men in America are deathly afraid of being drafted for war. They're afraid. They say this is the loneliest generation of males they have in America ever. Young men are feeling more lonely than ever, which lets you know what? There's a disconnect between men and women. Now you come with this broad talking about woman power. They don't want to hear that shit. They have in their mind what? A family. They say young men are struggling with the idea of the future because homes are so expensive to get. Rent is so high, food is so high. They have a very glum, dim, depressed view of the future. That's what they say was on the when they polled young men, those was the things they were very, very concerned about. The Democratic Party made no effort for that. They did not prepare. You have to prepare if you're going to go to war, and that devil prepared. And he said the right things and stuck to the right things, while they stuck on what? Abortion, a woman's right to choose. That was it. And a woman being led by a woman of color. That was it. There was no strategy. There was nothing. Read scripture one more time.
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors.
As for my people, children are their oppressors. Go ahead.
And women rule over
them. And women rule over them. And that's been, it forever. From the church to your schools. You go to any public school right now, it's majority run by women. And how are these public schools? Disorganized. I had the unfortunate experience of seeing one this morning, and I could not believe it. I really could not believe the utter chaos that's happening at 7:45 in the morning. And I'm like, these kids had to go and learn what the hell is they doing. Now the teacher's parking lot is full to the brim. So they're in there. But these kids is out in the cold. They have some policy that don't let them in before a certain time. You know about that? What the hell is that shit? So if these kids just decide to fuck off now and just go walk, who's stopping them? It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous thing. This whole thing is just upside down. It's upside down. And again, this is not a vote for Trump, but I'm just showing you when there's a void or something, it's easy for somebody who presents an ounce of the alternative to steal the mass. You get the point? It's like coming from a broken home. If you are a young man, the street gangs or certain elements appeal to you because they have an ounce of family, they have an ounce of brotherhood. You're a young sister, you coming from a broken home, you have daddy issues. The first thing to show you love, he could pimp you all the way out. You get the point? Like somebody could, because there's a void of it there, somebody could just come in and present a little alternative and they'll take everybody. And that's really what happened with that last election. Like how the general brought out, it wasn't a battle. It wasn't a, like, damn, we ain't know who gonna win. There was a woman, a disorganized woman, and a man, he just happened to be there. It didn't really matter who was on the other side, to be honest with you. They was not gonna vote for her. You understand? People are in a certain dire state, dire need. And it's because things is all the way upside down. Let me get me the book of Esther. All right. Give me the book of Esther. Let's go chapter 1. Whoever have it, read.
Book of Esther. Book of Esther, chapter 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus. This is Ahasuerus, which reigned from India even to Ethiopia, over 107 provinces. That in these days the king Ahasuerus sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was Shushan, the palace. Verse 3. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all his princes and his servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and princes.
So this would be a Persian and your Mede Empire. The Persian Empire was vaster. To the Persia today, I think would be in modern day Iran, but their empire was vast all the way from the coast of Greece, or the coast of, what's that other place on the top of Greece? Is it Athens? Forget where it is, right to the north of it. From that coast area all the way down. Say again? Macedonia. From the coast of Macedonia, or the edge of Macedonia, all the way down to the very, very north part of Egypt. They had some territory down into Egypt and going all the way to the east as far as the western tip of India. The Persian and Mede Empire was very big and vast. All right. Go ahead. So you had this king Ahasuerus. He wanted to have a dinner or a feast for his princes, for his basically really his government. That's it. The princes that rule under him would be his government. All right, go ahead.
The nobles and princes of the provinces, being before him, when he shewed the riches of his glorious kingdom and the honor of his excellent majesty many days, even in 180 days. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace.
No, feel how rich he was. He's showing bling for how many days?
Salagi, 180 days.
Damn. Just feasting and showing riches. Yeah, that in a TikTok video with you and the damn screen like this. That ain't data. He got real, you get the point? You got the phone money. You know what I mean? 180 days, he just, splashing, right, for his government. And they had it. They was ruling, on earth at that time.
Like if I mean,
go ahead.
I'm just thinking about when, in the day's time in the kingdom, where day and night they're gonna bring their glory in. So
I'm trying to tell you, The kingdom staying open, the gates, remain open day and night to receive the forces of the Gentiles. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be good for us. But this is the thing. They are not at first they're gonna bring it in through fear. But after a while, they're bringing it in because they are going to love us something ridiculous. You think these East Indians and these Ethiopians love the white man? America, the Chinese people, you saw them they make the shrine to Trump and pray into him for the election. You saw that picture with the East Indians in the Hindu temple, brother. They was praying to Daddy Trump. You could look up the picture right now, the video. They had they call them deias. It's like these little clay saucers, almost like the top of this thing here or the top of this cup. And that's the depth of it with the lights. They use it for Diwali, and they have it, and they're doing this thing around his picture and hanging flowers and all kind of shit, praying for him because they love him. What you want? They'll do anything for that nigga. You get the point? There's gonna come a time, Mark. They're bringing it because it's us. Right. You get the point? They're bringing it because it's us. Go ahead.
Like I got the precept. Can I paraphrase it?
If you want to, go ahead.
They say when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice.
That's right. That is right. The earth is going to go through a catharsis, brother. It's going to have a moment of exhale when we're in rulership. You know what I mean? They're going to love it. All right. What you got? You got the picture up or the video?
I got the video.
No sweat. All right, you could play it in the meantime to let everybody see it. Or is it have audio? I don't think it even needs to be long, but they're able to see it. I can't hear nothing. Is there audio?
No, I didn't put it. It's up now. That's great.
ఆయనను నమ్మడం జరిగింది. అది ప్రేమ అనేది అభిమానం అనేది దేవునిలాగా పూజించుకుంటున్నాను. నేను ఎక్కడికైనా వెళ్తే ఆయన ఫోటో చూసి నేను బయటకు వెళ్తుంటాను. నేను శుక్రవారం రోజు ఆయనకు ఫాస్టింగ్ కూడా ఉంటాను నేను. नहीं गांव वाला भी नहीं रुका. वो गांव वाला भी वो बहुत खुशी रहता है. वो अमेरिका वो प्रेसिडेंट है ना, उनको ये प्रतिमा लगे है ना, उसको अच्छा लगा. वो ट्रम्प ये घर आने के.
What he talking about? What he saying?
He's saying they're happy that Trump has established America. He will feel good if Trump comes to his house. It will be very good.
Nigga, Trump ain't want to send his shoes in the house. Must just come to your damn house. You think Trump coming there to get that nasty Indian street food? With toes and stuff in the damn peas? Go ahead, Shafat. I come to you before.
Salaki, these are the same people who during the COVID, the doctors with bathing in runny dung.
In cow dung. They had a whole hot tub of cow dung. Brother, I nearly threw up. The devil did he's sitting there to pull his nose and went down in the cow dung and came up like he on the beach. I'm like, yeah, I need to nothing from you. And they said the cow dung has medicinal purposes.
Right.
Let me die then. Just let me die. Send a text, let everybody come by the house because I'm going. This is the last day. But I ain't doing that shit.
Right.
You get the point? Then no, that's them. All right. Go ahead, slack it, Bukash.
When Kanye West came to the White House, he didn't even want to shake his hand.
Listen now.
He ain't coming to the East Indians' house.
Yeah, he's not doing that. He's not doing that. But you can keep praying though. You keep praying, but you best believe you're gonna get that type of tribute in the kingdom of heaven. You get the point. You damn near get it now, where these oppressors begging to kiss your boots. You don't have to tell them no more. They just do it because they know it's right. All right, where we at? What verse we at?
Verse 5.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 5. And when these days were expired, the king made a feast unto all the people that were present in Shushan the palace, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace. Verse 6. Where were white, green, and blue hangings fastened with cords of fine linen. and purple to silver rings, and pillars of marble. The beds were of gold and silver, upon a pavement of red and blue and white and black marble.
Brother, this is marble and all. I don't know if you ever see real marble, like real, not no knockoff shit. Real marble. Right, say red and blue and white and black marble.
Constant.
What the Lord have for us is going to be way flyer than this shit. And this shit here is something that flies. God damn, Mark. And just think, this is a massive area. This ain't no, a massive area on the whole floor. God damn, pavement. Go ahead, What are you going to say?
Oh, that was just, I had a question real quick, if I could. So, is this something like with what you were talking about? So 21 and
Revelation.
You say having Revelation chapter 21 is saying this, having the glory of God, and her light was like unto a stone most precious, like a jasper stone, clear crystal. I thought it gave more detail right there. But
there's a few accounts in Revelation about that jasper stone with the floor. It's like a pool with a what do they call it? It's something terrible crystal. It's a terrible crystal, meaning like how you would say, man, that jump bad.
Right.
It's saying terrible, a negative word, but mean it's so fly.
Right.
Like this was just a bad crystal floor he had. And glowing on jasper, the jasper stone, I think is green. I think it's the stone of Judah. Each tribe has a stone. I think jasper is Judah's stone or sardinus. One of them is the green. So they're giving you the description of it there. You get the point? But that shit there in the palace, brother. Shit. God damn. This is as for earthly, for a heathen. You got something good there. It probably didn't look as good as if a nigga was running it. But it was run. You know what I mean? It was right. All right, keep going.
Sir. Verse 7. And they gave them drink in vessels of gold.
Go ahead.
The vessels being diverse one from another.
Right, and remember, this is a party for great and small. That's what he said in verse 5.
Okay.
Right, both unto great and small, 7 days in the court of the garden of the king's palace. You get the point? So everybody coming in there, and you drinking from gold cups, gold bottles, gold this, gold that. Go ahead.
Come, sir. The vessels being diverse.
You having some misuse finding it? You sure? All right, no sweat. Go ahead.
Come, sir. The vessels being diverse from one from another, and royal wine in abundance, according to the state of the king. And the drinking was according to the law. None did compel. For so the king had appointed to all the officers of his house that they should do according to every man's pleasure.
So they had royal wine in abundance according to the state of the king, meaning like according to his estate and how he wanted it. So they had wine. He wanted wine. They had a ton of wine. And the drinking was according to the law, meaning like it's like somebody saying like it was like law to drink. Like damn, it was there was no restriction. It was like it was the law to do this. You get the point? Versus it's against the law. Right. You get the point? Oh, you're doing too much. That's against the law. It's like damn, this is law. Get it? You understand what I'm saying? It's written how we talk. You get the point? And then he said none that compel, meaning ain't nobody forcing you and ain't nobody stopping you. According to the king's command, drink to you. He wanted a party. He wanted a full party. Go ahead.
Sir. Verse 9. So Vashti also Vashti, the queen, made a feast for the women in the royal house, with which belonged to King Ahasuerus.
Right. He passed it to the brother here for him to read. So now this is the king, and he made a feast for his princes. Now, you would just assume that a feast for the princes is like the governor's ball for all the governors, senators or whatever else, it's always have a +1. You would assume the woman coming. Vashti decided she had to battle for power, right? She was the queen at the time. She was Ahasuerus' woman. She decided she gonna make a feast for the woman alone. Keep a separate party, a separate shindig. You get the point? Keep going. And I say in the royal house, which belonged to Ahasuerus, which you understand what I'm saying? It's like, this is almost defiant. You're going to keep something separate from the king. At the same time, he's having this thing in his house. All right, bitch. Go ahead. Let's see what happens.
Verse 10. And on the 7th day, when the heart of the king was merry with wine, he commanded.
Go ahead.
Mehomen, Bizlaw.
It sounds just how it looked.
What kind of say?
Go ahead.
Bizlaw, Harbonah, Bigdaw, and Abagdaw, Zethar, and Carcass, and the 7 chamberlains that served in the presence of Ahasuerus.
Go ahead.
Ahasuerus the king. Verse 11. To bring Vashti the queen before the king with the crown royal, to shew to the people and to the princess her beauty, for she was fair to look on.
Now on the 7th day, remember they're partying for 7 days already. On the last day, which is always the climax of some the big events, best singers, this, that, all the events. He sent 7 of his staff, along with the chamberlains, the chambermaids, or the people who see after Vashti, which is the queen. He said, go bring her. Meaning, and these people, they would tend to her. That's why so much of them. They get her ready, get her dressed, get her perfume, get her hair done. Just think like a woman, going on a graduation or a wedding or something, or a bridesmaid. How many people, somebody on her fingers, somebody on her toes, somebody doing the makeup, another person coming doing the hair. Now, this queen, she had all of that. And Ahasuerus wanted to show off his broad. He wanted to, he having a party. You get the point? So he said, go fetch Vashti, bring her hither, right? Because I want to show her off. And apparently she was fair to look upon. So they say. Yeah, whatever. Judging by your food, if that's your taste, shit. But go ahead.
Verse 12. But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains.
Say that again.
But the queen Vashti refused to come at the king's commandment by his chamberlains.
Vashti said, I ain't coming. She said no. She refused the king, which is like, who gonna tell him? Not me. Who going back and tell him she said no? Which one of y'all? They're drawing straws, rolling dice, playing rock, paper, scissors. So who gonna tell the king she said no? Go ahead.
Swag, if I could.
Come on now.
If I could. This is when you're saying who's going to tell him, you know what I'm saying? This is the same dude that would murk you if you came to him without being called upon.
Yes. This is the same king. Later on with Esther or Hadassah, who was an Israelite. He said at a certain time, you couldn't go to the king while he in his court on his throne without being announced. You couldn't go in there without an appointment or else you'll die. Just like walking into the Capitol building if nobody in sent for you. You walk past them gates, that security tell you stop, you don't stop. He could put you to death and it'll be no problem. You get it, boy? She turned around and told him, I ain't coming nowhere. Go ahead.
Therefore was the king very, very wroth, and his anger burned in him.
All right, he got angry and his anger burned on the final day of this feast that he's having. Go ahead.
Verse 13.
So she defied him publicly. She defied him, decided she ain't going for it, and didn't even, have the courtesy to go and tell him herself. She just, she refused to come, which means she tell them, I ain't coming. You get the point? Go ahead.
Verse 13. Then the king said to the wise men, which knew the times, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 14. And the next one to him was Karshina,
Mm-hmm.
Shethar, Admatha.
You could skip down to where it says the 7. Right in that same verse. The 7 princes.
Okay, Salaki. The 7 princes of Persia, and
say it exactly how it's on.
Persia and Media,
social media, right? Go ahead.
Which saw the king's face,
mm-hmm.
and which sat the first in the kingdom.
Right. So what did the king do here? Shapat?
Called a council.
He called a council, and that's why it say in 13 in the parentheses where it says, for so was the king's manner toward all that knew law and judgment. Meaning he's in charge, but he's bouncing this idea off of his circle who know the law and judgment, meaning the men who wise or wrong. He ain't just asking anybody, but he have men around and he know this one, he understands the law, he know the law, he had the spirit, he had that. And he's bouncing this off of them because why? If he don't do it, what will he do? He might just kill everybody. He might just, he's the king. Who's stopping him?
Right.
So, but in rulership is wise to have a circle, have a crew who know people who could be like, yo, you don't want to do that. Nah, it's like, sir, just think about it one more time. So, I understand you're mad, sir, but XYZ. You want to have that around you so that you don't run afoul in your office. You get the point? Go ahead.
Like you said the other day with Kamala Harris talking about her big stick and with her the power she had. Like if she really took a counsel, they would have told, look, don't say it like that, the things that she was doing. Yeah. Somebody might have said, look, people might not like that. You know what I mean? But she just waving her power around.
She just doing whatever the hell she want to do, say whatever the hell she want to say without any bridle, right? Much like the broad we read about in the book, where she didn't understand being in a man's shoes mean you have to watch what you say. And oftentimes you say less and never what you feel. That's something she never understood. So more like that. You get the point?
Okay.
But here, so this is what he did, all right? Let's go ahead. Shapat, you could trim this back one for me, all right? Okay. Go ahead.
Verse 15. What shall we do unto the queen Vashti according to the law?
And he said, what shall we do unto her according to the law? That's, just, let that be a good example too. Just, try to do everything that's lawful. It's according to the law. It's not, it's not unlawful. That's a good way. That's a good measure for your actions. All right, go ahead.
So because she have not performed the commandment of the king. I just said that word.
Ahasuerus.
Mm-hmm. by the chamberlains.
Right. So he sent an order with third party, and she decides she's not following it. Right. And he's like, what we gonna do to her? What we have to do? He had the foresight to understand that this kind of slide, and he's about to explain why. All right, go ahead.
Verse 16. And Mimu can answer before the king and the princess.
Mm-hmm.
Vashti the queen
the princes
and the princess. Salaki
princes.
And the princess.
Mm-hmm.
Vashti the queen hath not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes.
Mm-hmm. So Memucan, which is one of his councilmen, he said, listen, Salakia said, right? And of course, these is heathens. This is not Israelites here at this point in Esther. He said, excuse me, sir, like Salakia, Vashti ain't just do wrong to you. What she did is going to affect us. Keep going.
And to all the people that are in awe that Salakia, and to all the people that are in awe the provinces of the king. How I just said that? Ahasuerus.
Right. So he said, "Listen, man, this ain't just this Sadaki said, but this what she did not affect just you. I know this is your woman, but this is going to affect all the princes and all the people in all the provinces. I want you to understand the gravity of the situation. I want you to understand the extent of this offense. This offense is not just, palace related something. You can't just take action for you, because tomorrow they're going to be talking about this shit. You get the point? And go ahead.
So is it more so like what she's doing? It's like affecting like the whole nation.
Yes, and you'll see exactly how this thing play out. Go ahead, Shapar.
Like she Beyonce.
Well, we get in there. We get in there. Not exactly, but we definitely get in there.
Constant.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 17. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women.
Right, but for what this deed of the queen? Now, what did she do?
So that they shall despise their.
What did she do? What was the deed of the queen? What was the deed of the queen? So I can go ahead. She refused the king. She denied the king. She denied the king. Say it in a different way. She denied the king. Say it a different way.
She disobeyed the king.
Say it in a different way. You right. Give me something else. See, it's easy to identify when it's bigger than us, bigger than the ordinary people, the common folk. But what she did was very common. What else? What did she do? Bakwash? Mike?
She disobeyed her husband.
She refused her husband. He's the king, but he's also her husband. She denied him. That's what Memucan is about to break down. Memucan was wise for a heathen. He understood something. He understood something about people and their carnality, and something in law that they call precedent. When you go to court, your case could be called on precedent. Right? Keep going. He about to break it down.
So that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes.
No, what was you at?
17.
17. Read from the top 17 again.
For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes.
Not their kings, but they shall despise their husbands. You get the point? Like what she did here, it could inspire something in women all over. Because even back then, remember before I told you all about, there's something with women where they have an uncanny, very innate ability to connect over nothing. One woman crying, what's wrong? Everybody goes. You get the point? It's just something with women, they empathize with everybody but you. Right? They just always, it's like a universal thing that comes together. And that's just what it is. And that's what happened with Kamala Harris's campaign. It turned into not her policies, not giving nobody who supports Kamala Harris who supported Kamala Harris could give me a SB number for some policy or some proposition number, proposition this section something, and a plan. Nobody could say that. Everybody just wanted to vote for her because she was a black face. I listen to some of these local radio stations around DC, the NPR and the Howard radio station, and they interviewing people. They interview some I think it's a sister yesterday, and they ask her, well, what's the mood on campus? Because Monday was the holiday, so they ask her, about what's the mood on campus? You believe this heifer said I haven't returned to campus since last week? She said she can't go back there. It's just too depressing. Like you would think there was a school shooter now. All because one woman was told no. You get the point? This is the connection here, and you have to be able to see it. All right. Read again, 17.
For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes when it shall be reported.
Hold on 1 second.
I read it from the top one more time.
Kind of a concept. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes.
And with that, I pass the class over to Captain Shot.
No sweat. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Kind of a con. When it shall be reported, the king I.S.U.P.K commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not.
Right, but she came not. He said, listen, for this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women. It's going to be reported that Vashti said la'ah to you. You know what I mean? Pass it back to Shapat. No, you're going to go back and forth, all right? Go ahead.
Okay. Salaki,
18.
Verse 18. Likewise, shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. Verse 19.
Right. He said, likewise, the ladies of Persia and Media will say this day to all the king's princes, which have heard the deed of the queen with much contempt and wrath. Meaning, because they heard what your woman did to you, they're going to think they could do that to us. We can't allow this shit to happen. This got to be dealt with because this has far-reaching complications. And brother, this happened to a lot of brothers all the way up until the election and probably still now. Probably still backlash now from whatever happened with Kamala because it was the same thing. And, you know, that whole East Indian damn background is tied in all here, that whole spirit with Vashti, right? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 19. If it please the king, let there go a royal commandment from him, and let it be written among the laws of the Persians and the Medes and the Medes, that it be not altered, that Vashti come no more before King Ahasuerus. And let the king give her royal estate unto another that is better than she.
That is what?
Better than she.
That is what?
Better than she.
These heathens, brother, they understood something here. There's like, this can't stand that. This cannot stand, not at this level. Like, this ain't, you know, the stable master, his woman saying in the back of the stable somewhere on a horse. You already tell people, hey, where's Vashti? In fact, go get Vashti. You know, music playing, play some more, go kill some more goats, bring them in, go get Vashti and make sure she looking good as hell. You don't know she bad. And you waiting, and this bitch say, embarrass you before the whole nation. For what reason? She alone knows. His counsel told him, you can't allow that to stand. That can't happen. That cannot happen. That can't go no more forward. Go ahead.
Council. Verse 20. And when the king's decree which he shall make shall be published throughout all his empire, for it is great. All the wives shall give to their husbands honor, both to great and small.
By making an example of Vashti, all the women, just like how they hear of her insolence, they're also going to hear of her repercussions, just like what we talked about in the beginning. Right? If this was a god or a king she made, this wouldn't matter. But this was not, she didn't make this king. She didn't put this king in place. So when she doesn't do what is required, now there's some repercussions to come. And they're saying from this, with the repercussions, just like how they talk about what she did, They're gonna talk about what the hell happened, and they're gonna be like, I ain't never doing that shit. Whatever she did, I don't know. That can't be me. You get the point?
Okay.
This example was to help the whole nation because what she did affected the nation negatively. It affected it negatively. It brought division. And that's what Kamala Harris brought into our houses of majority of Black and Hispanic and Native people houses since what, February? Since, whenever she started, campaigning a little bit more. I know it was more recent with Joe after that first debate. But, that's been in the air a whole lot, and it's been ramped up over the past maybe 4 months, like ramped all the way up. You get the point? And that shit should not stand ever. It should never ever stand. It should not be celebrated. It should not be encouraged. Like Officer Shapat was saying, the example he made, when Beyonce came out and said, if you like it, you should put a ring on it. What was happening everywhere? Don't be ashamed now, no. Don't be ashamed now. Don't be ashamed now. What was women doing in the club? Oh, Benjamin, I just carried a machete in that club. I think that should fall off. Huh? Get the point? What the hell is this shit? Huh? Right. You're having problems with that arm? I could fix it for you. Right? Everybody everywhere was doing this shit. If you like it, you should have put a ring on it. Right? And she had another song where I could find another you in a minute. In fact, he'll be here in a minute. But she married to Jay-Z. And a lot of women threw their man away because of her songs and what she was doing and saying and acting and bought all the way into it. When you got to understand, brother, you let that shit stand, you're destroying your house, which is why celebrities are such a danger. Evil celebrities, unrighteous celebrities. You have to understand that their shit is just entertainment. And I can't look at them like they have a moral compass or code or anything like that. Cardi B leave Offset about what, 20 million times? And each time, Black women were like, yeah, leave him, get a new nigga. And 2 days later, she in Puerto Rico somewhere with the nigga on a jet ski. But they throw away their men following after her. You get the point? It's always a celebrity trope. And it affects women more for some reason. You don't never see, a man doing it so much. It affects women more for whatever innate thing they have in them, inherent thing, and the thing has to be controlled and checked. Because now you see what happened. You can't talk about Kamala Harris without, a cackle of heifers coming after you. You just don't want Black women to rule. There ain't nobody ever fired their mother. Anybody ever fired their mother? And say, you can't rule over me. And she was a Black woman head of the household because most of the fathers is gone, right? So how is it that Black men don't want a Black woman to rule? Where did that ever come from? It's game. It's a game up that was meant to affect women because they know in our community, the women have a certain amount of power. And that's really what we're suffering from right now. You get the point? That whole feminism and what they call misandry. They accuse us of misogyny, which is what? The hatred of women or the dislike of women. Misandry is the hatred of men. It's the hatred or the dislike of men. They ran a whole campaign on misandry. All right? Where we at with this?
Verse 21, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Concar. And the saying pleased the king and the princes.
Mm-hmm.
And the king did according to the word of Memucan.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 22. For he sent letters into all the king's provinces, and to every province according to the writing thereof, and to every people after their language, that every man should bear rule in his own house, and that it should be published according to the language of every people.
Right. He liked what he heard. He's like, yeah, let's do that. And send letters. And let all these men know that they rule their house. And their house is not ruled depending on what happens here. They rule their house and they should rule it all the way. Like he's doubling down on the authority of men in their house. You get the point?
Okay.
And this is not blanket. Of course, if you're knocking the broad upside the head and shit, somebody needs to step in there and sort that shit out. But just in general basic rule. Every man rule his own house. Every man should he double down on anything, lest there should be a spirit of rebellion that would rise that comes from what Vashti did. You get the point?
Okay.
Keep going.
Chapter 2, verse 1. After these things, when the wrath of the king Ahasuerus was appeased, he remembered Vashti and what she had done, and what was decreed against her. Then said the king's servants that ministered unto him, let there be a fair young virgin sought for the king.
Let there be fair young virgins.
Let there be fair young virgins sought for the king. And let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto Shushan, the palace, to the house of the women unto the house of the women unto the custody of Heji, the king's chamberlain, keeper of the women, and let their things for purification be given them.
So this king, he went and had, a whole Miss Universe pageant right here, all for the back of this broad being disobedient. You get the point? He went and sent letters all through the kingdom, and he said, I'm doing auditions for the baddest broad. Y'all go find them and bring them here. Dress them up, perfume them right, because looking like them. That must be some goddamn power. Go ahead, Al.
Like I was thinking of the title, Keeper of the Women. I was thinking, man, that must be a good job. But then I remembered that I was a bouncer up at Love.
Don't say where. Go ahead. I don't want nobody come looking for you. Yeah, that's the nigga that broke my jaw. Go ahead, Al.
And Pharrell was there one night, and he had like a model call, and there was a ton of women there, and I was like in charge of this VIP section.
They're fighting up in there. They're fighting. It's a competition.
That was the worst night for me.
You would be like, damn, I had to guard these bros. Damn, they bad. No, they stink. They're gonna be calling each other names. They're gonna be trying to cut each other. They're gonna be trying to steal from each other because it's a competition. And again, they need power over them. Without power over them, they'll destroy everything like Kamala Harris. You get the point? They'll just destroy everything. All right. Well, but the king made a whole power move here, and this was a public search for Vashti's replacement. Everybody knew it. It was public. Just like everybody knew how she said no. Shit, I ain't saying no ever again. Just you think about how women are. Damn, that's what he did? Shit, I ain't saying no. I might say I'll do it later, but I ain't saying la'ah. The la'ah just goes because you want a certain spirit. The king called for her. She should have just came there. She should have just went. It wasn't a problem. You're living in the richest place in the world. You have all this gold, all this money, all this power, and still that's not enough. You need to be in charge. It's your downfall. And you need to check yourself, sisters, because you following after Kamala Harris, you're going to fall harder than she did. She lose an election. She still, got things together. And, as far as the Esau's carnality and the world is concerned, you might lose your man over that shit. You're willing to lose your whole family over Kamala Harris. You're willing to lose your kids and, the protector of your house and the father, your children, and your counselor and your guide and the person who would ground you over some East Indian half-white woman who don't give a damn about you anyway. That's what you're willing to do? No, that thing has to be checked. Absolutely checked. All right, go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 4, and let the maiden which pleaseth the king be queen instead of Vashti.
I could have another you in a minute. In fact, they'll all be here in a minute, Vashti. You can watch. I want you to see your replacement. I want to see, and let me upgrade. And that's what Beyonce said, let me upgrade you. Yeah, that Ahasuerus went for an upgrader, a full upgrade, and he went through the whole nation for the upgrade. He said, whoever is fair in the land, bring them hither. Let me see. Let me look. Since she don't want to come, he called one, she refused. He called 10,000, they all show up. Cheers. You get the point?
Okay.
Go ahead. You ain't got to do like Neo and go make a whole song for the bitch. You might just go look for some more. That's all. She don't want to come, no problem. No, stay there. You don't need no Uber or nothing. Don't worry about it. I'll be okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay. And the thing pleased the king, and he did so.
Mm-hmm.
Now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shammai, the son of Kish, a Benjamite.
Now, of course, from here on, they're going to go on to let you know how Esther come into play, right? Esther was Mordecai's niece, I believe. Right? I think her parents was dead. Mordecai was like her guardian, and Mordecai put her in position to get chosen. She was an Israelite, of course, and she was the baddest broad in the land, as you would guess, because she Israel. You know what I mean? It's a given. And the king married her, right? The king took her in to become queen, and in that position, she helped save Israel. The Lord used her in that position to help save Israel. Now, this is not a precept to say that you could marry a heathen. She should not have married that heathen. Mordecai should not have given her that counsel. She should not have gone and married the heathen. She did anyway, and the Lord used her for it. You get the point? Okay. But up to this point, it's showing you the gravity of a woman in power who is misguided or misplaced in power. What I mean by I say misplaced in power, she shouldn't have that authority. She's put there by mistake. She's misplaced. Her place is really not there. She has the spirit of a servant, not the spirit of somebody who should serve. You get the point? Okay. She's frivolous. She should say, I have this big stick and I'm going to mop this whole floor with it. That's who's Kamala Harris should be. She should mop floors and sweep floors and wipe walls and shit like that. She should not be in charge of people's lives and the lives of children and all this. Like to get in office, she would give every misguided young girl the green light and every misguided young brother the green light to commit abortions, murder, something that since Roe v. Wade, our community has murdered over 18 million babies. You can go check the numbers since Roe v. Wade. That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous number. Right. That's your military. That's your army right there. That's your vote. How much she lose by? Like 2 million or something like that? What was the difference in the overall popular vote? Not the electoral vote, but just the popular vote overall. Like how much did she have versus how much he had?
$3 million, sir.
3 million.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you supporting something that murdered 18 million of us. You get the point? It's backwards and stupid. It's something that needs to be checked and should be checked. And make sure you're watching for it as you go forward. Not so much in here, but especially for brothers in the world and sisters in the world. Watch for it as you go forward. I'm coming to you, all right? Watch for it as you go forward, because there's a lot of play and backlash that coming from it. Because of the emotional state of women, they're not going to sit down on this loss. They're already planning some bigger march in January. When's inauguration? January 8th?
12th?
You just check it up. You'll give me like 3 different dates.
I got it 12.
The lotto numbers? 6, 8, 12. And the Powerball is what? What the 4th number? 5. Go ahead.
20.
The 20th? They have some big march for the inauguration. Some women's group or women organization. They plan to descend in D.C. and do God knows what. I don't know what they plan to do. Last time they had a women's march in D.C., I believe it was when Trump got inaugurated. And brother, they were protesting with these big vagina costumes. I don't know if you remember. You could pull it up if people because of the internet and all them flashy TikTok and shorts. Sometimes your brain is trained to think and remember in intervals, and you don't remember what really happened in the past. But you could check it out. They protested in these big costumes like a life-size boxer with the labia and lips and all kind of shit. And some of them, had red all over them and their lower parts, like representing a menstrual cycle. And for the life of me, what the hell this got to do with politics? Yeah, they was in DC like that, brother. You find the pictures? Anyone, just look it up.
Lady Park costumes ruled women's march. Lady what? Park costumes.
Lady Parks costumes rule women's march. Like, you know, Farrakhan, he followed after the heathen god. He had the Million Man March. They didn't come up with their rods out. Ain't nobody come up with big balls on their head and an old phallus on the top of the damn head. Like this, if you're a feminist and you're about women's rights and shit, what is the vagina shit? What is that shit? What was he talking about? It's nothing. It's a nothing movement. It's a nothing movement, and it's children at heart. There's children. What you got there, Shabbat?
I was reading a comment. It was funny.
Oh, okay. What was he coming?
Shell says, speaking of the lottery, 1611 came out in DC straight.
If you played it, just drop some tags. That's all. If you played it, drop some tags. You have the picture up? Right? So when you look, understand that part of the whole history of that feminist movement, by now you should have, if you're a black woman, you should have some common sense to understand this have nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. And I saw a reel today, Kazak did, I think yesterday or the day before, I can't remember when, and he made a good point. You're so busy for drinking the Kool-Aid and blaming black men for not voting for Kamala, but white women voted for Trump in record numbers. Why are you not mad at white women? How come nobody's blaming white women for not voting for a quote-unquote black woman? Why is that? Why ain't nobody calling out white women for not voting for a quote-unquote black woman? Go ahead.
I skipped over even better comment if I could.
Come on now.
Esther LaForce Parakia Banyanyam said, Khan, that's new. My niece is literally separated from her husband of almost 20 years because he didn't vote for her.
You got to be kidding me. 20 years you throw away a marriage because some East Indian just, you're a dummy. You're an idiot. I mean, thank the Lord I ain't in charge. I'll tell that brother, don't take you back. You walk out once, that's it. You on your own. Go by the social office. You on your own. You turn your back on me for what? For what? Nah, that is insane. 20 years? 20. Shit. God damn. That is some disloyal shit.
Right.
Over a vote.
Awesome.
I think that's going on more than we know about. Honestly. I think that thing right there is going on way more than we know about. You know what I mean? All right, let's move on. Go ahead. So go ahead, Ambukwa. 20 years.
So I would say to this brother, Esther 2 and 3.
What is he saying?
And let the king appoint officers in all the provinces of his kingdom, that they may gather together all the fair young virgins unto wherever this brother is, to the house of the women, unto the custody of Haggai, the king chamberlains, keeper of the women, and let their things be purified. Purification be unto them. Just get another one.
Listen, he should already have about 3 or 4 on the back burners out. Just like you're cooking, you move the pot to the front. She want to get off the stove. That's her business, brother. Especially for something as stupid as Kamala Harris. As dumb as Kamala Harris. If Kamala Harris see her on the street, she wouldn't say nothing to her. The bro didn't even show up to Howard. A ton of black women was there. This is just absolutely ridiculous. But this is the fallout of what could happen from a woman who is misplaced in that position of power. And you have to watch for it. But this is how America is. Kamala Harris was absolutely Vashti in this situation. Push that whole spirit of rebellion, push that whole spirit of misandry, and cloak it and say, you misogynistic. You just don't want a black woman to rule. You don't want black men to rule. That's the problem. You don't want a black man to rule. You didn't marry a black man. Your running mate wasn't a black man. You don't want black men to rule. That's misandry. Go ahead, Bukwash.
She says that my niece's grandmother was an East Indian woman, and that's why she's choosing her grandmother over her husband.
Just don't come back. Don't come back. That's what I'm telling you. Just don't come back. Let that brother go and be free from you. Because I would imagine if that's how you operate over an election, Lord knows what you're doing to him for how much he ever is. The Bible says if the unbelieving depart, let them depart. That's in 1 Corinthians, I believe, 7. Somebody could find it. If the unbelieving depart, let them depart. You are not bound in situations like that. Situation like that, they want to go ahead and roll, brother. It's up to you. You go ahead and deal with that. That's crazy. I would think that would gut a man at that age. 20 years of marriage, he got to be right around 50 or more. Mm-hmm. And you don't devote 20 years with somebody and they turn their back on you, they're gone. Shit. That's wild. That's a wild thing. You found it?
Oh, God.
Go ahead, Al.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7. Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 15. Mm-hmm. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. Mm-hmm. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases.
Right, it's not under bondage in some cases. In such cases, under bondage means what? What is that referring to?
Not held down.
Meaning what?
You're not tied to him.
That's it. Like to consider the marriage union like prison. Oh, he said in the fixed security. Right? He's telling you the marriage union is like a sentence, not in a negative way, but it's like now you're in bondage. You serve her, she serves you. You're tied for life, like a sentence. And he's saying here, if the unbelieving depart, man, let them depart. They don't want to listen. They ain't got time. Whatever. You're not under bondage in any case like that. I think right before they said the Lord called you unto peace. Before or after, they said the Lord called us unto peace. Like you're going to leave this man over an election. That is insane. It's absolutely insane. All right. Where we at? Give me 1 Ezra. Some of the other side because you good? You two one? Okay. Give me 1 Ezra chapter 3. And hold on. You can start at 1. Go ahead, Shipper. Yes,
Counselor. And then, that's another proof that we got to live in God, because he know you how you feel. You in the truth and your spouse is not. That's a lot of hardship going on right there in itself.
I mean, it don't even have to be like that, though. It could be you in the truth and your spouse in the truth, and one of them just decide one day quits. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't lock it into that. This is not so much about being in the truth or not in the truth. This is about the decision to leave. You understand what I'm saying? That decision to leave is irrespective of if you're in the truth or not. The minute you decide to be disloyal in that situation, because the knee-jerk reaction is to do what?
Get him back.
Beg them to stay. Brother, resist. You have not resisted evil. Don't do that. Don't do that. You could tell him you're making a mistake. You're going to regret this. You're wrong. After that, brother, that's that. Go ahead.
It's like I'm saying, that's how we got a living God, because what I'm saying, he's looking out for your better interests. Like they want to leave. Let them go.
Yeah, it's because it's strenuous. It's a strenuous thing. It could break his spirit. It could break his spirit running after somebody who don't want to be caught.
Right.
Especially after you already had a relationship with them. It's one thing to chase somebody in courting or somebody you want to marry. You've never had this thing. But now you have it. And this person, after so long or however long, decides to leave. Brother, that could break you. You get the point?
Colonel Khan, there was a poet that once said, "Don't save her; she don't want to be saved."
Hey, listen, I mean, I can't tell you nothing more than that. I can't tell you nothing more than that, brother. Yeah, the old Benjamin song where it say, old people say two things: don't run down bus and don't run down woman. Because when you get left from both of them, the whole world will be laughing at you. So you miss the bus, catch the next bus. That's it. Go ahead, Sak. You said you had a question?
It took me a while to come up with the question,
Mm-hmm. Man, I need the mic. Man, you know, take the mic to
So like from back in the book of Esther, chapter 1, verse 10, I was trying to come up with how to word the question, but it's more so because the king actually only sent the seven men and then the 7 chamberlains to get her.
I'm not sure if it says 7 chamberlains. It says 7 chamberlains?
Sir.
Okay, no sweat. Go ahead.
So it's the 7 men that they named and then the 7 chamberlains who he sent to go get her. And she said no to them and them alone, but they knew that it would get back to the other women by
not so much she said no to them and them alone. The king, remember, it's a party going on. And then he's like, yo, call so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And then the chamberlains come, go get Vashti. So everybody there seeing him send them for Vashti. You get the point? Go ahead.
So so once she's not coming back, you can assume that she said no.
No, they come and tell him. She said no. She refused to come.
I mean the people in the party.
Well, because they done seen that, they would know she ain't come out. You get the point?
Go ahead. So based off of that altercation and that interaction that they had, the princes who were with him, based on what he does, that's how they're going to be towards their women.
Based on what he does, what do you mean?
Based on how he judges that situation with Vashti.
No. Based on how he judges it, the wives are going to be with their husbands. If he does not punish Vashti, the woman will take liberty to say la'ah to their husbands whenever they feel like. And I'm not talking about, you know, if he wants you to do something unlawful or evil or something. I'm talking about just in general thing. What he did was a general thing, which is calling his woman. All right. And that's sometimes brothers do at the Passover. You brothers who slave at the Passover, work at the Passover, or cook out or something. Sometimes you on Shema from the time the shit start. You get a break. You call your children, hey, go call your mother. Or, hey, you see my ribbon anywhere wrong? You going to find her. And people will see you link up with her like that. So now he's doing the same thing. It's just a normal thing with a man. You in a married time. You want to share this time with your woman. They send for her. She refused. She ain't come. Time passed. Where's Vashti? She ain't showing up. People ain't stupid. He up there waiting. Listen, with Trump, you all remember when Trump they had some fallout with him and Melania. He grabbed her, she moved her hand. Then you ain't see her for like the next 6 months or something. And people was like, where she is? He drop off. I think he killed her. That's a clone. Remember they had a Melania walking with the big ass glasses. They was like, that's a robot. Look at her nose. People ain't stupid. She was there all the time. Then she ain't showing up no more. What going on? You get the point? That's how people are. So now people see that and it starts to spread around. If that's what you're asking.
I was more so just trying to understand it because she threw her own party for the women.
She wanted to.
Okay.
She planned it. It said she planned to have her own party for the women in the king's house. So then he sent for her and he wanted her a certain way, dressed a certain way, perfumed up. And then she said, I ain't coming.
It makes sense.
You get the point? Like this is not a secret thing, like, you know, meet me outside. No, nigga, this ain't that shit. This is, you know, people is living in, you know, public something. And you know how a man is, he ain't gonna secretly, hey, go bring Vashti. Send for the queen. She's the most beautiful woman in all the land. You know, Johnson, something, Peter, something. Take the 7 women, go make her look grand. And wine, song. And he waited. And she said, bitch got to go. What else you want? You know what I mean? She could keep her room in the palace. But we're going to find, the scriptures say we'll find somebody better. And that's what you need to take away from this part here. Not so much how the husbands would treat the wives. Because he didn't mistreat her. She mistreated him. The husbands is not how they treat the wives. The husbands looking at women. Okay, it's women are very very much more susceptible to break out of a structure because of the emotional state of women. You get the point? The emotional state of women, when a man would just heel buckle, just like Kamala Harris, she couldn't do the concession speech and she needed 24 hours to come back and say, I lost. When men do it all the time, hey, good game, I lost. You understand what I'm saying? So they understood, whether it's a heathen woman or not, they understand that if this thing stands with this heathen here, our woman is going to be like, if she could do that to the king, you ain't no king, Memukan. How much more should I say no to you? Right? If she could say no to the king, nigga, you ain't even a king. I could say no and then some to you. That's why he said, they would, some word he used. Read what he said. They would, somebody find it and read it from me. He said they would, with much hate or something like that, or much reproach or something.
He used the word despise.
They would despise because what she did was a spiteful thing to the king. You get the point? They understand that. What do women say? You tell them, hey, you ain't going out the house like that. Who the hell are you? You not my
daddy.
You not the king? I don't have to come to you. Vashti didn't go to Ahasuerus, so surely ain't going to Jack. It's that. It's more so if he didn't judge this situation, there would be a fallout amongst the women in the land. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Let me give you another thing. These heathens, especially these heathen men, what do they do to women? I'll tell you. Damn, I forget the damn heathen name. This is the wrong time to forget. Anyway, those of y'all who in DC, y'all know about this East Indian who his wife just mysteriously disappeared in Virginia about 3 months ago. Y'all never heard about it? Look it up right now on Google. Check it out right now on Google. They had to call the family from Madras or Calcutta to come get the child. This East Indian just disappeared his wife out. Disappeared. Her body ain't found, her phone ain't found, nothing found. It's about 3 months now. State of Virginia said they're gonna charge him with murder. They ain't got no evidence, but they got what is circumstantial evidence? Come on, what's his name? Matma what? Yeah, Memukan. Ahasuerus. That's who that the hell that is. These heathens are. That brought you out of order, she gone. Not gone like out the door like a brother would kick you out. She gone from earth. There was another one about 5 years ago. Him and his wife ran a Dunkin' Donuts. She would go open up, do the morning shift. He would come in the evening. They find blood all over the back floor. She in pieces. Come to find out, they was having marital problems. She was having sex with somebody else. She went to open up the Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. He was in there waiting with her. Slumdog Millionaire. She's gone. Memukan is like, I ain't suffering this shit. We have to do something because if these bros start acting out, it's going to be a problem in the nation. Make example of one. Just make example of one to drive the message. That's the spirit of this. Go ahead, Shapar.
Slaki in Islam. What? Slaki in Islam in the Quran, it say you can strike your wife.
I mean, shalom. What you want? You understand the point now, sis? You get the point? This is more so. This is an action to prevent something for the children. It's like you have a room full of children, and there's one who's the loudest. There's one who, probably the most good looking. It said Vashti was fair. You all know sisters are after somebody who's more beautiful than them in their eyes. You get the point? Everybody loves Beyonce. They'll do anything for Beyonce, right? And you have some room with full of children, and one child is just carnally, they're the better one by everybody else in the room standards. They had the fly shoes, the best, the most good looking in their people's eyes. They talk the best, they do this the best. You get the point. But this child breaks windows and cusses everybody out and, reckless. What would you do as the parent or the guardian or the caretaker? Understanding that The rest of them look up to this child. What would you do?
Correction, discipline.
Who?
That child.
Why?
So the other ones will see what happens.
At this point, the offense is not singular. It's not just you disobeying me. The offense is, it'll affect everybody. If I let you get away with this, all of them is just going to be swinging from me down rooftop, doing whatever else. I'm going to have to make an example out of you so that they learn. You get the point? That was management. You understand? That was just bare management. It was common sense. It was absolute management. I have to make an example out of you. Because if I let this slide, what will happen next? You get the point? What will happen next, to somebody else, some husband somewhere in a hut? What will happen next? I don't know. Let's not find out. Let's just make an example. Go ahead.
He'd be going to jail for chopping his wife up.
I mean, I don't know what the hell they did, if they had jails for that shit. But you get the point. This was an example that needed to be made. Just like the Lord made an example out of Kamala Harris. You could imagine what would have been the state of black people if that broad won. Forget, the politics and the cost of living and shit. You can imagine what would be happening in houses now. You ain't wearing that outside. Says who, nigga? Who didn't even vote for the first lady? Something. You, brother. The Lord stepped in and you better thank the Lord. You better thank the Lord she didn't win. Mm-hmm. We ain't rejoicing over no damn Trump. The Lord chose the lesser of the two evils. Let's just put it like that. The Bible says there's no wickedness greater than the wickedness of a woman. That's what the Bible says. And I'm talking about a woman who is evil, not just a woman. Go ahead.
Kind. I was listening to the news, and they were saying right after the election, sales went all the way up, like 300% for the morning after pill. And it didn't, I kind of expected that, but what they were calling it, was catching me, because they were saying, these women needed care to reproductive medicine, and they're calling the morning after pill medicine, as if, there's something foreign in their body and it needs to be killed so that their body can be healthy.
Yeah, the problem is the morning after pill don't kill the demon. That's the foreign thing in the body. And what else does that let you know? It's right there. I don't believe you miss it. What else does that let you know?
That they know is life.
See the scenario again. He was listening to the radio the morning after.
And they were saying that the morning after, the sales for the morning after pill went up 300% because they wouldn't
after the election.
Right after the election.
The results. What does that tell you? Come on.
Yeah, they don't want to stop being irresponsible.
They want to continue holding, and they're stocking up on these pills because they think Trump is going to outlaw it. So they want to be able to murder the baby themselves. Let me don't say that. The I sure the morning after pill is like abortion. I think it stops the conception. Don't quote me on the murder part. But this is the part I'm talking about. If sales went up 300%, what would they do in election night? Yeah, they're smacking them cheeks. That's what's going on. That's what was going on election night. If sales went up the next morning, there's no stopping the hose. Brother, the Lord did us a favor. The Lord did us a favor. He removed something from our midst that would have destroyed us from within, because it could separate the battle of the sexes. You get the point? He gave us a real live enemy who we could see and we know we have war. So now, get preparing. Start preparing. You get the point? Start preparing. Let's go. Give me Slacky. You have something else, or you good? Let's get First Ezra chapter 3 and 1. Quickly, all right?
First Ezra chapter 3, verse 1. And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man to Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. Verse 2. Then stood up Jeshua, the son of
where you at?
verse 2.
First Ezra's. First Ezra's Apocrypha. First Ezra's in the Apocrypha.
Come call the book of First Ezra, chapter 3, verse 1. Now when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and unto all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors and captains and lieutenants that were under him, from India unto Ethiopia, of 127 provinces.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had eaten and drunken and been satisfied, were gone home. Then Darius the king went into the bedchamber, into his bedchamber, and slept, and soon after awaked. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another. Let every one of us speak a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
He that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts and great things in token of victory.
Mm-hmm. So this is three young soldiers who was in Darius's guard, like the king's guard. And of course, the king retired to his quarters or whatever. They just talking amongst themselves and say, "Listen, let's see who's the wisest of us all." And if and whoever is the wisest, let the king do this and do that and do that. It's just, young men should talk and challenging themselves. All right, go ahead.
Come, sir. Slocky. Verse 6. Slocky. Verse 6. As to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and a head tire of the linen of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and shall be called Darius his cousin. And then every one wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under the king Darius's pillow. Under King Darius his pillow, and said that when the king is arise, and the king is risen, some will give him the writings, and of whose side the king and the 3 princes of Persia shall judge, that his sentence
go ahead,
is the wisest. Is the wisest, to him shall the victory be given, as was appointed.
So now they're challenging each other, right? As to who's the wisest, who could make the wisest statement, who could, bring whatever and say whatever that just you can't fight against. This thing is, it's heavy. That was heavy. Damn, that was, mind blowing. Go ahead.
It's like this, like little game in between them. Like the king ain't say he was gonna do that.
Well, I don't know. They put it under the king pillow. I don't know how far the hell this thing going. This thing might be a real deal. Right? Go ahead.
Go, sir. The first wrote, "Wine is the strongest." The second wrote, "The king is strongest." The third wrote, "Women are strongest, but above all things, truth beareth away the victory."
All right, so those are 3 things these young men wrote. First one wrote, "Wine is the strongest." The next one wrote, "Well, listen, the king is the strongest." Right? And the third one wrote, "Women are the strongest, but the truth has the victory." Right? Keep going.
Verse 13. Now when the king is risen up,
was risen up,
they took their writings and delivered them unto him. And so he read them. And sending forth, he called all the princes of Persia and Media and Media, and the governors and the captains and the lieutenants and the chief officers, and sat him down in the royal seat of judgment. And the writings were read before them. And he said, "Call the young men and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and came in. And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first, who had spoken of the strength of wine. And he said thus, O ye men, how exceedingly strong is wine! It causeth all men to err that drink it. It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one.
Read that part again. Take this from you.
Come, verse 19. Let me get my place again. 19. Come, sir. It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one, of the bondman and of the free man, of the poor man and of the rich. It turneth also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembereth neither sorrow nor debt. And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remembereth neither king nor governor. And it maketh to speak all things by talents. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren, and a little after draw out swords.
So basically, what it's saying, everybody been around some drunk folk. You know what I'm saying? Some of us have been them drunk folk. You know what I'm saying? if you know what I'm talking about, you know, some people, you know, just open up and just, you know, love you and cry and talk about everything. Like what's that dude's name that hates Eminem? There was an editor of
me.
Nah. There was an editor of that magazine, The Source. What was that dude? He was on Drink Champs. Benzino saying, you know, I hate Eminem, blah blah blah. And then 2 seconds later, he was crying. He was like, I'm sorry and whatnot. That's pretty much, you know, sums up how people are when they drink and they want to fight and do all this stuff. Pass it back. One. All right, no sweat. Go ahead. Where we have to do? Verse 21.
Almost missed it. Yeah,
we have 21.
Went all the way down to 21. So I finished 21.
Okay, go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 22. And when they are in their cups, Salaki, I finished 22. 23.
Read 22 again.
Come, sir. Verse 22. And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren. And a little afterwards, and a little after, draw out swords.
Right, when they're in their cups. That's Israel. When they're in their cups. What do we say today that's similar to that? Not for this particular statement, but we say a similar phrase today. It's very trendy. When you say I see you in your bag,
I wasn't thinking that.
He in his bag, she in her bag, he in his cup. He drinking so much, it's like he's in it. He making so much money, it's like he in the bag. You get the point? Or he in whatever skill or whatever, you in your bag. This is just how we talk. You get the point? Go ahead.
Come, sir. Verse 23. But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done. O ye men, is not wine the strongest that enforceth to do thus? And when he had so spoken, he held his peace.
Right? And so he make his case that wine, alcohol, right, was the strongest thing because of what it could do to a man, make you forget, make you fight, make you do whatever, and then you don't remember nothing. That's a strong thing. You get the point? That's a, you know, you under the influence. There's something else taking you over. You get the point? Which is down here why they call it spirits. Right? You're drinking your spirits because now you under a different, you know, order now. right? Pass it to the brother for the next one. For the second brother, we pass it back to you for the third one, all right? Go ahead.
Chapter 4. Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O ye men, do not men excel in strength, that bear rule over sea and land, and all things in them.
Right? And he said, now he making a point. He said, don't men excel in strength? Isn't a man that rule over sea and land and all things in them? Wine can't do that. But a man could, run the air, run the sea, run the land. Go ahead. Verse 3.
Verse 3. But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all things, of all these things, that and hath
dominion
over them, and whatsoever he commandeth them they do.
Right, like even more so than man is the king, because the king rules over all men, and he could tell men what to do, he could command it, and they do it. Right, go ahead.
If he bid them make war the one against the other, they do it. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and break down mountains, walls, and towers. They slay and are slain, and transgress not the king's commandment. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king, as well the spoil as all things else.
Right? He said he could command them to make war with each other, to fight each other. He could command them to go fight their enemies. And when they go off and they, break down whatever and sack whatever, the victory, the man who's fighting, he don't get the glory. The king gets the glory. You get the point? Who killed Osama bin Laden?
Some Navy SEALs.
Barack Obama. He's been credited with it officially. And that was his campaign. He told, what's the one with the hand? McCain. He told John McCain in, I think, the second debate. You all could go check it out in, was that 2012 when he was running? He said, I'm going to kill bin Laden. I'm going to find him and kill him. That's what he said. I've never seen a U.S. president say something like that before.
Just like Trump killed Mussolini.
He killed a lot of them niggas out. I think he killed a few of them generals out. Go ahead.
Yeah, but Iran tried to, they just came out and said they found the plot that tried to kill Trump, shoot Trump. That was from Iran.
Yikes.
So it wasn't that Navy SEAL or whoever that actually killed the dude.
It would have been the Ayatollah on them. That's what they would attribute it to. That's because he in power. Wine can't do that. You get the point? He gets the glory for it. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 6. Likewise, for those that are no soldiers and have not to do with wars, but use husbandry.
Right. Husbandry is an old word for agriculture. Farmer. A farmer is a husbandman. Right? Not specifically a farmer. Somebody who does. I think a farmer, because the other thing is called animal husbandry. Like if you're taking care of cattle and stuff like that. Right? Go ahead. It comes from the word comes from the meaning of this is not yours, you're working the land for somebody else. You get the point? Go ahead.
When they have reaped again that which they had sown, they bring it to the king and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king.
You understand? So it's like they're working, they've been bringing this food, but they're coming now to bring tribute to the king. And, going against one another, who could bring the bigger crop, who could please the king more, to show the power of the king. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And yet he is but one man. If he command to kill, they kill. If he command to spare, they spare.
Go ahead.
If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, Salakia, they desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, he lieth down, he eateth and drinketh and taketh his rest.
Right? So it's like he have all this power, and furthermore, he lay down like everybody other man. He eat and drink and take his rest. He goes to sleep like every other man, but he's not like every other man. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. And these keep watch round about him, neither may any one depart and do his own business, neither disobey they him in anything.
Right? And when he go lay down, guess what? You're around about here, you'll have to keep watch over him. Because remember, these are 3 men from the king's guard. So he's like, and nobody could leave when they want, nobody could do, like, he have a ton of power, forget the wine. Like, he's most powerful. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 12. O ye men, how should not the king be mightiest? Then in such when in such sort is he is obeyed. Mm-hmm. And he held his tongue.
So he said, listen, you men, listen, how could he be the mightiest when in such things we just talk about, people obeying him hands down? He got to be the mightiest. He could, order death, order life, cause two, give an order to you all, draw swords, you'll get it on. Let's see who's the better, who's the more mightier man. Then he could send them 2 out to kill a nation. Now he could tell the man into husbandry, the farmer, bring your crops, bring more crops, bring all your crops. And then he go lay down and somebody watches over him. That's letting you know that's real power. Somebody watches over you. God damn. Go ahead. Or slack it. You get the point? He's saying the king has to be the mightiest. So that's the second one. Let's get the third one.
Come. Verse 13. Slack. And then the third, who has spoken of women and of the truth. This was Zerubbabel.
All right. Now, what's the names of the other 2?
Nah. I didn't say.
It pays to watch what you say. That's what I'm telling you. You can get a name just by what you say.
Come.
You don't know the names of the other 2, right? I don't think they even tell you the names.
Nah.
Yep. Let's say 3 young men, but it says Zerubbabel. He said something heavy. And the Lord saw it fit to put his name in the book. Go ahead.
Come. Began to speak, O ye men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that ruleth them, or hath the lordship over them? Are they not women?
That's a good question. Who rules over them? Who rules over the wine and the men and the king and the armies and everything? Is it not women? No? And that's what did he, although, why did he in jail now? Isn't that for women? Right? Right or wrong? Come on.
I remember the song with R. Kelly and Jay-Z, the power of the PU. That's why I need to get haircuts and try to dress fly.
That's it. That's it, brother. I'm just trying to tell you. A man ain't doing much else and all. You see, go see where a bachelor live, and then see when he get a woman. A man will sleep on the floor with a comforter and a pillow and a big screen TV, and that's that. He don't even need, a man don't even need a chest of drawers and a closet arc. He'll fold everything in piles right there against the wall. Listen, and that's good living. I don't care what nobody say. I lived like that before. I slept on the floor longer than most. General Katham used to laugh at me. I was like, I like this. This is good.
It's good for your back.
It's good for your back. And then Eve had to come along and just, wrecking the world out. That bad and all kind of shit. No, I don't want none of that shit. I'll sleep in a cave if it could happen. You know what I mean? He have a shower, it's set up a certain way. As long as he could eat and sleep and have peace, man don't need too much. Everything else he's doing for women. He's doing for the woman. All right, keep going.
Verse 15. Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land.
Don't people in the world make that excuse? The black woman is God. She's God. Who made you? Huh? The woman have born the king. How could she not be God? She made you. They're so carnal. Go ahead.
Come. Even of them that it's like, even of them came they, and they nourished them up, that planted the vineyards from whence the wine cometh.
Right? Even the husbandman who would plant the grapes that make the wine that you like, that you say is strong, who nourished and nursed the man who planted the grapes? A woman. Didn't she feed you? Your first food came from a woman. Yeah, I mean how Tupac said, something came from a woman, made from a woman. How you could tell a woman to create something. You remember that song? Don't forget the goddamn legs. You all know what I'm talking about, right? Go, what's it called? Dear mom. Ain't nobody talk about the father. Ain't nobody say, dear daddy. Oh, hey, dad. I just wanted to talk to you in the song, something. Ain't nobody saying shit about that. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 17.
Niggas make songs about liquor, past the Cavossier, and a woman. Ain't nobody give a damn about niggas. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 17. These also make garments for men. Mm-hmm. These bring glory unto men. Mm-hmm. And without women cannot men be?
And without women, it's a man's will, but it ain't nothing without a woman, which is true. Right? He's making a good case. Go ahead.
Yea. And if men have gathered together gold and silver or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty?
Right. If a man have all these riches and all you drive any high-end cars and this and that, don't he want a nice woman who's pleasing to his eyes? And that what he want? Listen, that's what the Ahasuerus wanted. He got all the gold. He had gold he was showing off for 180 days. Then he had a big feast. What all he could think about with all of that is what? Where's my woman? Go get that broad for me. And he said she was the baddest in the land. He said she was fair to look upon.
Right.
He feasting, and all he could think about is bring that broad. Go sit down there to find. So let me look at you. That's what he's thinking about. Isn't the woman the most powerful? You see what could have been the fallout if they left what Vashti did? What would have been the fallout? Chaos in the land. Right? He making case on. Go ahead.
Okay. And letting all those things, it's like, and letting all those things go. Do they not gape?
You know what gaping is? You look up the word gape. That's an old school word, bro. I remember hearing that growing up, bro. Old school Benjamin brothers look at you gaping. Look up the word gape. Whoever have it, read it quick. Go ahead.
Is gape to open the mouth wide, to open or partly or part widely, to gaze stupidly to gaze stupidly or in open mouth surprise or wonder.
That's gaping out. You see a bad bro, you like. It always happened to me in DC. Let me tell you some good confessions. The Lord be blocking me, boy. Good night, boy. It's always one of them damn metro buses. I'll see the bus coming this way, see the broad. And then the bus come out, and I'm like trying to look through the damn windows. And by the time the bus going, the bitch going out. I'll be like, well, why even show me the damn broad in the first place? You're looking, you're gaping, you're looking around, right? Not looking around, but you see her now, and it's like, damn. And you're gaping. You pause for a second. And that happens to every brother. You hanging out with your boys, and you talking to him, and he's like, yeah, so and so. And
got to stay focused.
Got to stay focused.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Oh my God. Hey, beautiful. You got to stay focused, brother. You must stay focused. You get the point? It happens, Zach. It happens. It could happen to anybody. Go ahead.
Come. And even with open mouth, fix their eyes fast on her, and have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever?
Isn't that true? Men have more desire for a woman than silver and gold. He'll give that shit up. It don't matter. He just, And 50 said, "I have a baby by me, baby. Be a millionaire." You remember that bar from one of 50 Cent song? He don't give a fuck. He'll give away the money. He just say, "Come lay in this bed." Ain't no sweat. You can have all this. She ain't got to work. She ain't got to have nothing. She work Wendy's, no problem. I'll come buy burgers there every day just for you. So I'll give you them songs. I'll give you the sun, the moon, the something. All them R&B songs. Unbended knees and everything. All them R&B songs are giving you the world. You're my one and only girl, this, that, the other. Isn't woman the most powerful? Surely stronger than wine.
So, like, I think Babyface took the cake. He said he'll pay your rent, he'll buy you dinner tonight. As soon as he come home from work, you gonna give it that after he came home from work.
Listen, if they don't know Babyface was lying by now, I don't know what the hell is wrong with them. Listen, Babyface said that about what, 20-something years ago? And Bruno Mars said, "This bitch got me paying." The damn R&B done evolved. Babyface, I say, "I'll give you your rent, I'll pay your rent, I'll pay this as soon as I get home from work." 20 years later, "This bitch got me paying." Yeah, I mean, you can't win. You can't win for losing. Go ahead.
It's a lot you lost.
No, I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. Listen, even that's just a sidebar. We done got effeminate with the R&B. The R&B used to be a little strong and masculine now. Say again?
No, you say he lost it.
Oh, no. No sweat. The R&B used to be a little bit masculine now. Like one of them songs, this nigga said, y'all know the song too. I can't remember the melody, but he's like, "I'll leave the door open for you. Are you coming by tonight?" One of Bruno Mars' song. I think it's Bruno Mars. Somebody in the chat, somebody gonna recognize that lyric. Something about, "I'll leave the door open. Are you coming? Are you swinging by tonight?" Or something like that. Don't go look for it. But so whoever know the lyric, just tell me the song. I heard the thing, and it sounds like how a woman would be talking to a man, not how a man would be talking. So you know the song I'm talking about.
That's the song. It's called "Leave the Door Open." In the chorus,
that's all he's saying. He said, "I'm gonna leave the door open." That's not masculine. That's not masculine to be like. So what you gonna be in the bed waiting for the bed? You're gonna be with the covers on. Every time you hear something, that's for her to do. She's the one need to build the anticipation, not you. This thing is so goddamn backwards in this world right now. It's a lot. Go ahead. Keep reading. Leave the door open. Go ahead. Wake up in an empty house, you dumbass.
A man leaveth his own father that brought him up, and his own country, and cleaveth unto his wife.
You ain't gotta tell me twice. I think I did that a few times.
So like I said,
I can't remember the last time I see that island. And because y'all had to adopt me as an honorary Judite now. Go ahead.
Silaki, I was about to say, what does your name mean?
Shit, drawn from water. Listen, I'm drawn from all over the place, brother. Go ahead.
God, sir. He said, Cleveland to his wife. Verse 21. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remember, if neither father nor mother nor country.
What does that mean? Now, listen, I'm trying to tell you, this is our book. I know that phrase right there. You probably might know it because it's a slang. I know a lot of Benjamites use it. So up on them on? So up you there? So have you see the beginning of that verse? Read it again, Shabbat.
Come. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife.
So I break that down for them.
When it says sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remember neither father.
Just the first part where he say he sticketh not.
Well, from the time when you get that, I just say, why you ain't thinking twice.
You ain't thinking twice. No, he pick up on it because that's a phrase we use. I don't know if it's all Benjamin, but in Trinidad, we say don't stick. Like you might see a badge on across the street or a smallie, like what we call them in the islands. And you and your homie might be there. And you're like, oh, you like her. Listen, hurry up. Don't stick in her because I'll go. Don't stick meaning like you go to make a movement and you get stuck. So it's like, you ever, Judites will say you bullshitting. You see a girl, you talk to her yet? Nah, wait. Nigga, you bullshitting, man. What phrases you all use besides that part?
I got one.
You loafing. You loaf. Say it again. You on Slack? I didn't know you was on. Go ahead. Say it again.
Sir, my pops used to always say, "Study long, study wrong."
Yes, and even that part, study long, like you studying, you thinking, and you thinking so long, you thinking wrong. Like don't stick. And the Bible saying he sticketh not, meaning he's not sticking. He don't stick to go spend his life with his wife. This ain't the Jewish man book. He don't have that type of articulation. He's not that smart. We talked about intelligence last week. We talk about natural Holy Spirit intelligence. He don't have that. Go ahead.
So like I said, I read this one book. It was called The Game or something like that. Some devil wrote it on how to, for nerds to be able to approach women and get women. You know what I mean? And half the things in there, like you said, we do it anyway. And he called that the 3-second rule. If you take longer than 3 seconds to go over there, you most likely not gonna go over there.
You see, because to the white man, it's a science. The white man learns everything from us. That's why I say you read the book, you realize, and shit, I need to read this. This is what I do normally. He learns it all from us, but it's like a science to him. So, like he would see you contemplating something, and he wouldn't try to get in the spirit of it. Like a brother would be like, give him some time. He thinking. He see it. Oh, you're getting it now. And the brother ain't even saying nothing yet. But a white man, he'll time it. Oh, he took 15 seconds to come up with that answer. Versus you seeing, brother, think. Then he's like, oh, you get it now. Go ahead. Say what's in your mind. You've seen that before. A white man don't care about none of that shit. He's like, 15 seconds. That's the average time it take, one of these McNuggets to answer. Go ahead.
Count on count. Just like they tested Saquon Barkley last week because they couldn't figure out how could he.
Yeah, keep testing that nigga. Save his blood too. Drink it. They wanted to drink his blood. That's what they wanted. They see that nigga turn backwards and levitate. He do like a string pull him up. A few years ago, somebody from the Bengals running straight to the end zone and front flipped over a nigga. I mean, front flip over the nigga and land in the end zone, stick the landing, touchdown. We the superheroes are. We the salt of the earth. We the suave guys. We the one with game. They'll write books about that shit, but we different. We study the thing different, all right? Let's keep going on. This is what time is.
Come, sir.
21?
23. I think I'm on 23, sir.
Okay.
Come.
22.
22.
Mm-hmm.
Not sticketh. It was on sticketh, right?
Pick one out. Don't stick.
It's 21. Come
sir.
On. Verse 21. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father nor mother nor country.
A woman could do that to you, brother. I'm trying to tell you. You ain't gonna remember what? Where? Me? Trinidad. You sure? So I'm gonna see y'all soon. Don't worry. I ain't forget you. I got some things over here. Good.
Go.
Good. Hey, Sean know what I'm talking about. Yeah, he know for sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not labor and toil and give and bring all to the woman?
Listen, this has been going on for a while. Happy wife, happy life. And brothers go and toil and labor and go bring it. Power, brother. She's sitting on power. Ton of power. Go ahead.
Go. Yea, a man taketh his sword and goeth his way to rob and to steal, to sail upon the sea and upon rivers.
Listen, you talk to brothers in the prison, you could wind it all the way back. You could walk it all the way back to some bro. You could walk it all the way back to that. Guaranteed. Go ahead.
Come. And looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness. And when he have stolen, spoiled, and robbed, he bringeth it to his love.
Come on, man.
Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Let that sink in.
Yea.
Let that sink in. Read that one more time.
Kawaka said, wherefore,
one more time for the people in the back.
Kawaka, wherefore a man loveth his wife better than father or mother.
Yikes. It's rough.
Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes.
He listen, this nigga spitting now. He preaching. Preach. I got a lighter. Let's put a lighter and then take a listen to it. He preaching now. You get the point? It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. A man loving his wife better than father or mother. That's the truth. That's life. And that's you cleave in a marriage, you make a new family. And that's your family now, not the family you came from. You get the point? That's your family now. That's where your obligation needs to be. This family here. Not saying you're hating or you're turning your back totally, but the priority, it starts here. I'm sailing this ship now. I was a part of another ship. Now I have my own. I have to make sure the ship sails, the ship don't sink, it don't hit nothing. Yeah, I had love for y'all, but I had to see about this thing first. Go ahead.
It's like, I think that's Genesis 2:26.
Yeah, listen, it's the whole Bible and it's life. The psychologists will tell you that. The psychologists will tell you, you come from what is called the immediate family, the nuclear family. Let's say your immediate family. You have your immediate, your extended. I forget the clinical terms. I think they call it nuclear family and some other family. They'll tell you you are part of a immediate family. When you get married, that's your immediate family. That immediate family you belong to before now becomes your extended family. You get the point? Your immediate family is this what you build in here. That's just the nature of things. You get the point? And sometimes it's hard to disconnect. It's hard to disconnect with it, but that's how it's supposed to be. Right? Keep going. Right? And even the other one. Many men have run out of their wits for women. If you're in that place, brothers, take a step back. Just draw back out. Just withdraw. It's not something you could win. Right. It's not something you could you start to lose your mind over that shit. Brother, there's other things in life that's more important. Just withdraw. That's all. Instead of go crazy over it. Diddy should have withdrawn her. She left, she went to the elevator, let her go. If he just think about it, if he never went to that elevator, there would be no talk about no Diddy party and the oil. That video cooked him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Go pass the mic to Bukash real quick. Go ahead.
Hawar says, Salaki, sir, most of the great men of the scripture fell to women. He's talking about Adam, Samson, David, Solomon.
Listen, we come in there. You right. You absolutely right, brother. You absolutely right. Go ahead.
Couple cars, sir. Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
Just like what he said. Perished, erred, sinned for women. Because she's so strong. What she possesses is so strong. You get the point? It's such a strong draw for men. And Kamala Harris knew it. Kamala's campaign knew it. And I would even say Trump's campaign management knew that too. Because I was expecting Trump to go at her being a female. I was expecting his campaign to be, America is not going to be ruled by a woman. She's, promiscuous. She's a whore. She have a checkered past. I was expecting him to come mudslinging. Because remember his first campaign, he talked about Megyn Kelly with the blood everywhere because she was on her menstrual during the interview. Some shit like that. He's like, blood everywhere. Grabbed him by the pussy, all that type of shit. I thought he was going to go at the feminine part. And he was wise not to, because he would have lost that battle. He made the shit about policy. He didn't once talk about this is a woman. He didn't make it about being a woman because that thing is powerful. And he'd have lost. Whoever was his campaign manager, they was wise. They will stay away from the feminine thing. Let them bring in the feminine fight. You stick on the policies, what really matters to people, which is what? We'll get into it. I'm going to come to it. Go ahead.
So his campaign manager is his...
Please.
His campaign manager is his...
chief of staff, which is a woman.
He made her chief of staff now as a reward for
winning the race,
helping him win the race. And if you don't know about her, some devil broad from Florida who they say she have a track record of turning any campaign around. She turned DeSantis campaign around. I think Ted Cruz, one of them other people, turned the campaign around, and she helped turn Trump campaign around. And they say she don't like no frontline work. She don't want to be known. She don't want to be on the front. Even when he called her out, she came from the back of the group. If you watch that picture, the video with them all on stage when he did his victory speech Tuesday night last week, he called her and she came out of the back. She don't want none of this front line. All she want to do is help him, which is on the right-hand side, on the left side with them. That's the right way to be. Just do that work that you could do, and you'll get glorified for it in due time, not pushing yourself up and trying to be in charge. You had one woman who decided to get up under her man, not like literal husband, but she's a white woman, he's a white man, she go help him. Make sure he win. That's a natural flow. Eve was a help unto Adam. Then you have another woman who just want to be in charge. Who lost? Who lost? This woman now is going to be the chief of the staff. Meaning she really running the damn country, with it, like a secretary. Imagine a secretary for a Fortune 500 company. Really, she's really moving the pieces. Not consciously like I'm going to do this and do that, but she's so close to the power. She's hey, you have this meeting, you have that meeting. Don't forget this. You remember these people said this last week. They're trying to skim you. They're trying to do that. She's, moving. You get the point? And now look where she reached. It's a good lesson in just, managing. You understand? Let's go. Keep going.
Couple cards, sir.
Yeah, the mic?
Couple cards.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 28. And now, do ye not believe me? Is not the king great in his power? Mm-hmm. Do not all regions fear to touch him?
Right, and he's saying, I know, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe what I'm saying, is not the king great? Yeah. Is not all regions scared to touch him? He's great in his power. Keep going.
Oh God. Yet did I see him and Apami, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admiral Baracus, sitting at the right hand of the king.
He said, yet did I see it Apami, the daughter of Bartacus. You know Bartacus. He called the name, the admirable Bartacus, meaning this guy was, known. The king's concubine, meaning this is a woman who's like he's one of the king's wives. You get the point? The concubine is another word for wife. Yeah. If he's not the most powerful and the most feared, people scared to touch him. Didn't we see Apami with him before? Keep going.
And taking the crown from the king's head and setting it upon her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand.
So what happened in here? What he's describing to them? Come on.
While she's sitting there and they sitting there playing, she can do what she want with the king. She done took his crown, put it on her.
Don't jump up on that lap.
Get the laugh and pop him in the head.
Look at you. Take your crown, put it on. Ooh, let me wear this. And what is he doing as a man?
It's like her own personal plaything.
But what is he doing as a man?
Letting her do it.
Go ahead. You go ahead. Let me see that here. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Oh, you like this? You want to touch it? Go ahead. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then she do what? What are you doing with that crown? And she plow. And what he do?
Nothing.
Do it again. do the other side. Balance it off for me. Go ahead. Go ahead. He playing. She able to do that. She ain't the queen enough. She's somebody's daughter. It just look good. And this is the king who the hell coming to him, much less take his crown off his head. Yikes. Go ahead.
Okay. And yet, like,
Mm-hmm.
and yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with with open mouth.
Whatever she was, to him she was bad. I can't say she was bad, but to him she was bad. She's like, go ahead, shorty. Go ahead. I like the way you look, baby. He was looking at her like, go ahead, boy. You like it? You love me. Good.
Come. If she laughed, if she laughed upon him, he laughed also.
Mm-hmm.
But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again.
What is that talking about? If she laughed, he laughed too. Y'all know that old trick. Y'all hanging out somewhere at the cookout, watching the football game. You see some shorty, well, you trying to pull up. All of a sudden, she funny. Bitch still, she can't tell a joke to save her life. But shit, you trying to get a number.
Mm-hmm.
So you laughing. You the only one gets her dumb jokes. Everybody looking at her like, this bitch ain't funny. This nigga just, go ahead, nigga, just laugh. And if she find displeasure with him, he's fain to flatter, meaning he done fall back until she get reconciled with him. He heartbroken now. He's, it took him down a notch. You get the point? That's the power she has over him. Because this is a woman. That's why they pulled that card. You just don't want a woman to rule, because they understand the power a woman has to a man. They ain't talk about the LGBTQ community. They ain't got no use for women. Unless they're a woman themselves, I don't know. But they're talking about the power a woman has over a man. They pulled that card. Go ahead.
Kawa. Verse 32. O ye men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do thus?
Go ahead.
Then the king and the princess looked one upon another, so he began to speak of the truth.
So now the king and the princess, they hear that and they start to look at each other like, you know what, that nigga right. Yeah, that nigga right. I know you know what you're talking about. I see how your woman have you. You get the point?
God.
She have so much power over him because she's a woman, and the Lord made her like that for a reason. It's just no different than a bee to a rose or a flower. You think that bee can help himself? That bee can't help himself out. That flower do this in the morning. That bee is coming there. He could want to go this way. Them wings is coming here. That's just it. The Lord made her like that for a reason. You get the point? He made her that, to be desirable and attractive for a reason. But it's not to rule, It's not to rule over. Satan now going to use her desirability and her being so attractive to you to rule over you. But it's not to rule over you. You get the point? Go ahead.
Come.
So now as he heard all of them starting to agree, now he started to speak about the real power. Go ahead. Come on.
Come. Verse 34. O ye men, are not women strong?
Mm-hmm.
Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasseth the heavens round about, and fetcheth course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that maketh these things?
Mm-hmm.
Therefore great is the truth, the stronger than all things.
Mm-hmm.
All the earth calleth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it.
Mm-hmm.
All the works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing.
You understand? He's now going to build a case for the truth. Women are the most powerful out of all them three things they talk about. The two things out of all them things, the wine, the king, and woman. The woman is the most powerful out of all of them, right? Hands down. Woman could far outpace wine, right? Woman would cause men to kill each other faster than wine. Woman would rule kings. But what's more powerful than a woman is the truth. Saying what's the truth is way more powerful, which is why when UPK said Kamala Harris ain't black, they try to stop us, they try to censor us, they try to do. I remember a whole Saturday night we doing a show, Commander Yahanna breaking down whole abortion policy. He should get clipped. As soon as he started talking about Kamala Harris, hands down, just clipped. The truth is more powerful than any woman, which is why you have to tell the truth. You have to say the truth. You can't not say it. It's going to help you rule over her. Keep going.
Couple cars here. Hold up, Salaki.
Where you at? 35?
35, come car. Is he not great that maketh these things? Therefore, great is the truth, and stronger than all things.
All is the truth and stronger than all things, than everything. And the truth was that Democratic Party failed because of feminism and false, misogyny, saying that black men hate black women, and that's not the truth. Like they came with a whole thing that was a lie. The whole campaign was a lie. Go ahead.
Come. All the earth calleth upon the truth, and the heaven blesseth it, and works shake and tremble at it. And with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked.
That's right.
And such are all their wicked works, and there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endureth.
It what?
As for the truth, it endureth.
It endureth. The truth lasts. That's one thing that lasts the test of time, the truth. Nothing will change the truth. No time, no new advancements in science and nothing like that. The truth is the truth. And it will endure. Go ahead.
Come. And is always strong. It liveth and conquereth forevermore.
Go ahead.
With her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards.
The truth is abortion is murder. And it don't matter if the vice president say it and, Pfizer say it or some medical big conglomerates say that you could kill your baby. The truth is abortion is murder and Kamala Harris is a liar.
Right.
The truth prevailed. The Lord bless the truth. Give the Lord a hand for saying that shit. The Lord bless the truth, man. He blessed the truth. You ain't getting to go in there and make more black women kill the babies, man. So what a few sisters is butthurt. No problem. Get over it. Get over it. Next thing got to go out the damn window is that child support, but I think that's calling on too many miracles in one lifetime. But shit, get over it, man. Go ahead.
With her there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness. And she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all things, of all ages. Blessed be God of truth.
Blessed be the power of truth. You get the point? Blessed be the power of the truth. It goes on the whole thing with the truth. The truth is the most powerful thing in the earth. The truth, what we learn in the Israelite school of I.S.U.P.K. under Commander Yahanna, the knowledge of this book, the breakdowns, the history of the world, the history of the Jews, the history of the 12 tribes, the Gentiles, the prophecies that come from this truth. What's supposed to happen? What's promised? What's our inheritance? This is the most powerful thing. And this is a time where where a lot of people are very scared, very terrified about Trump, very terrified about what's going on. We know the truth. That if Kamala won, we'd be in what? What would be our condition? We'd be in hell. Trump won. What would be our condition? We'd be in hell. We know the truth. We ain't worried about nothing. We're worried about obeying the Lord. A lot of people are so, fear-mongering and stressed out and taking days off of their slavery and can't go to work and they're scared about the future of America. Like, what the hell was going on all for the last 4 years? You all ain't scared about that? You all scared about all these sodomites in your school and the molesting of children and school shooters and all this type of shit? Like, what else could go wrong that you so scared about? You scared of the truth. You're scared of the truth, and that's why you nearly put a woman over you, because that's the next powerful thing after the truth. You don't know it, but you know it now. You stick with the truth, and you be able to call the truth out for what it is. Kamala Harris was just a feminist, an unprepared feminist who tried to hijack black people and make us sin against our God. The truth is abortion is murder. She is not black. We, the real Jews, will find another way to get ourselves out of this damn hell. The Lord will provide. But we ain't never compromising what we learn to follow after some heathen to drive a wedge between us as a community. You're a woman leaving their man for 20 years. A brother ain't walking out on a woman for nothing. He ain't walking out to her for nothing unless she give him an ultimatum. He'll keep the woman across town and keep the woman right there and go back and forth. Well, unless it's an ultimatum, he ain't walking out on nothing. You walk out on him over a vote, you're a piece of trash. And that's the truth. With that, we pass the class over to the priest and officer. Shabbat.
I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. With I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. Salah. Under Commander General Salah.
Go ahead. Let's go ahead and read it up.
No concept. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are to shade themselves in the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew, and it's pronounced I.S.U.P.K. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocation, feast of the dedication, Hanukkah, 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days. Wednesday, the 25th of December, 2024, for 8 days. You can find this in the book of First Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 52 through 61. Also, we had the Lord's 56th annual Passover, Saturday, April 12th in Atlanta, Georgia, for the whole week long of events. All adults, $200 is the Passover fee. Make sure you get your Passover fee in there early. Make sure you get your travel arrangements ready and book your hotels. You know what I'm saying? We're going to have a great time as we always do. The Lord do it big. If I may, sir, you got anything you want to add?
No, that's it. Next week, Boston, November 23rd, we'll be up in Boston, 10 Summer Street?
10 Summer Street.
10 Summer Street, downtown Crossing. Right, go ahead.
Just like you also make sure you pay your tithes. Remind Aquaman and Aquathing to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K. events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband, and scarf. And with that, I say I might do, which means to stand. Since you may remain seated, we'll give a courtesy salute to the teacher. Imam Shabbat, Michael, Barak,
Yahanna,
Ya Yamata, Saw, which means turn. You may stand. I might him. We'll give courtesy to the sister. Imam Shabbat, Michael, Barak, Yahanna, Ya Yamata, class dismissed.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
Everyone west. Everyone west. Everyone west.
Everyone.
ass, little fame. I won't walk, got the same. Fuck wrong. Fuck wrong, these people. Fuck wrong. I try to tell these motherfuckers time and time, nigga. Fuck wrong. Pussy ass, purple ass niggas, man. Fuck wrong. They get your born ass right. Niggas better get their weight up, you little body bitch. Worry about a damn pay cut, you little body bitch. I ain't worried about none of these niggas, little body bitch. You damn scare rag, coward ass little body bitch. Had to fuck around, get my rank up, you little body bitch. And I'm pouring up, yeah, young nigga, and I'ma take a sip. Damn, all these niggas want down hate, but tell them zip it lip. Cause you a dumb ass, scare rag boy, little body bitch. Damn, and I ain't worried about nothing, nigga, nah, I ain't worried about shit. I got more than one, so you know nigga don't reminisce. I spit flavors on these damn beats, niggas better catch a pitch. Never knew a goddamn man be scared to represent. Well, you a whole ass, dirt ass, little damn body ass nigga. Get body with it damn scritchy with your little body ass nigga. Nigga, I'm a true priest, true line, nigga, true Zion ass nigga. And you a little boy, a little bitch ass, little body ass nigga. I got big rank, you mad, get stained, work hard, then play, bad bitch, my taste. We vibe, we lay, you purple, you gay, you leech ass, little fame. I won't walk, got the same. Fuck wrong. Fuck wrong, nigga. Fuck wrong. I tell nigga, fuck wrong. You get your shit together, nigga. Fuck wrong. Work it. I'ma do this shit till I rock, you little body bitch. I'ma judge your ass like your pot, you little body bitch. And I'm smooth with it, y'all the zock, you little body bitch. And I switch, ain't gon' know your thought, you little body bitch. And I'ma stay turning like the cars, you little body bitch. And I'm stone cold like a bond, you little body bitch. And I'm a warrior like that Gabar, you little body bitch.